All right,
And
places,
so,
everyone, places.
places. So, hello, Raf. Welcome to the first TeamSpeak podcast. So I've just read the intro, which is basically I forgot that I was meant to be recording it, but in fact, Sam's reminded me, which is wonderful. But yeah, basically, you're in the submarine. You've got enough supplies to get there and back again to where this beacon is above the tomb. Emilia's back in Scarbint. It's 9 p.m. And
Blood for the blood god! Blood for the blood god! Blood for the blood god!
I'm going to request. I'm going to request you keep soundboard usage to a minimum,
Yeah,
please.
I'll close
Just to
that.
preserve pristine audio quality. So yeah, Amelia, you're going back to your hotel room, which isn't a bad idea. You've just had a very traumatic day at work. Who could have done such a terrible thing?
Right. So I was gonna, like I had said last time, I remember. I don't know if you do. I was going to write up like a 50-page report about like all the problems that I had seen, but that I will not be returning due to the workplace.
Give me a. I'll tell you what. Give me a linguistics lingua roll.
Okay.
To use
Where
the
even is that?
So that is in your skills in the top right. It says technolingua. I'll give you a plus 20 on this because it's not only
here we go.
technolingua you're using here. This is to see if you're using. Okay, it's an all right one. I think you write a pretty good report using pretty appropriate technical language, but it might be a few
entered your channel.
holes missing in it. And that is August smoking. But yeah, it's a pretty solid report. I think that the
I only
forward
have one in technolingua.
well, that's the physical language stuff. So I think it's a pretty good one, but it's not, another tech priest looking at it might be a bit like, okay.
Well, they're going to read about the workplace accident and perhaps how shaken I was.
Exactly. And I think they might justify saying,
literally shaking as I wrote it.
I know. Your hands are really shaky as you write this on parchment.
My robotic hands.
So actually, in town now, the fumes belching from Vintero foundries are strangely absent, which you imagine has caused all manner of rumours to spread. It's usually a constant. But yeah, you spend some time writing that in your hotel room. I can imagine the rest of you guys are just kind of chilling out in the submarine for now.
Yes, I'm gonna need a second though. Hold on.
That's okay.
I think, as I say to Wrath, as I say to old Samuel, I think we need Amelia for this.
Yeah, I think he
That
nods
was
in
always the
agreement.
plan.
Yeah.
So I'd like to get Amelia on the blower.
Okay, yeah. I think you go to the Voxcaster at the back, and you're like off the coastline, like you're here, but you're out of sight, but also within Vox range of Amelia's frequency. So yeah, you get on the horn to her.
Ring, 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 ring.
Hello, Tora.
Avast, ye landlubber. Oh, I can't do that voice right now. I'm sorry.
Where do we want to meet?
What we need is supplies because we ain't got none, and you. So why don't we meet south? You can go to the car and get me smokes, and then we'll meet you at the beach.
We'll see. What do you mean supplies? All you want is cigarettes?
Yeah, and probably some food and other things.
All the vid cameras that Lane gave you are still in the Chimera. You haven't brought those with you.
Oh, the entire point of why we were here.
Yeah, I thought I'd tell you now rather than when you've spent a day travelling there and then realise that
you're a benevolent dictator.
Well, it's been a while to remember
totally,
as well.
Totally.
So fine. I'll finish my report. I'll give him an approximate ETA. I don't know, like 5 hours later or something.
I reckon you can do this in the early
hours. In 24 hours. 24 hours.
You don't have enough fuel to idle off the coastline for 24 hours.
Oh.
I'll supplies. I'll see what they have in town. Get a couple Subway sandwiches.
Swing by a takeaway Fuddrucks on your way to the submarine.
Yeah, and go.
Could
get
you
the,
could you get me
cameras.
another pirate map, please? Because I think now with this we could find the treasure.
We'll see.
Okay. Bye, Amy. XO.
Yeah, what was it? That was.
I think you were. Yeah.
It wasn't Amy, that's for sure.
I don't think your name has ever been Amy. I don't think Tora knows that.
Oh no. So it's currently, let's say, around 10 p.m. by the time that you finish this report.
The other. What in the fuck did I do?
What? Looking around the sub, is it? It's a No, we know what it is. It's a welding sub, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's a maintenance sub. It's got some basic like servo arms on it, which are mostly for moving like heavy pipes. However, the main purpose of it seems to be it acts as like a mobile little base for divers to go out in the sort of tethered area at the back and actually work on magma pipes
like
by hand.
underwater, like TIG welding and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I have to go grab myself a slice of pizza.
Okay.
And now there was 2.
No, I'm here still.
So there's 4 of us. Well, Samuel has to stay to pilot the ship because he's communing with the marine spirit. Amy, well, wait. Does Amy have robot lungs like you? Does that mean I'll need the suit, but you're fine because
Lothar, you cannot breathe in a vacuum yet.
you have robot lungs, and Amy have robot lungs. So if I wear both suits, am I double safe?
Amelia also cannot breathe in a vacuum.
I would rather know when we are not currently underwater. Can I let go of this thing yet? Lothar is still holding on tight to the top capsule thing where he had just tightened it.
Yeah. He's swinging there with his arms.
Honestly, he's still right there on there. He's white knuckle grip this thing for about 10 minutes now.
You're just too short for your feet to touch the ground while holding it, so you're just hanging like half an inch above the ground. So Tora climbs out of the bolter, and he puts his hands under your armpits and he puts it down.
I'm not letting go.
Tora then proceeds to tickle underneath your armpits.
Make a willpower test, please. Critter. There is no tickle skill, which means it's an automatic pass.
Is this an opposed strength check?
It's not pulling him down. You're trying to tickle him.
It's an opposed will.
It's
test,
sleight of hand versus willpower. No.
Oh
no!
Immediately start bursting out of laughter, and I flop, and then I panic, and then look up. And see that I'm hoping that the bulkhead is still latched tight.
Yes, it is. Hey, did Lothar think he was holding it on?
Yep, he thought he was holding it on this whole time.
What
were you saying about the suits? What?
Well, look, I'm an expert about hunting and killing things, and I went fishing with my uncle, Uncle Touchy, and he had to grease me up really, really good to put me in one of the diving suits when I was a boy. And I'm just wondering, I would like to feel safer and wear 2 of the diving suits, because then I'll be double safe. But if you have robot lungs,
I don't.
But you,
no. I had them replaced. I oiled. Hold on. Whoa. No. So I don't. I mean, I'm looking at these suits. I really don't think that we can. It doesn't look like you can wear 2 of them on top of each other. It looked like it would rip or something.
Are big and bulky. If anything, I'm actually going to pull up a picture of what one of them probably looks like. This is the more land-based version, but actually, this is more for like fighting in void combat. but this is kind of what they look like. Not as armored, but pretty fucking tough.
Heavy duty.
Yeah. These are not the kind of things that you can put on or off in a hurry. It'll probably take you about 10-30 minutes to get out of them.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna put one on top of the other. I really hope those fit. Oh, oil. What?
Like,
You would grease?
Yeah, the grease, the sticky white stuff that the diving grease that you have to put on before you put on your wetsuit.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're fresh out of that. Yeah. We should get back to.
Lothar to become a counselor.
I'm just gonna shut that door. I can still hear you guys.
You're good. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're fresh out of that.
You look around. There is no diving grease here.
There doesn't appear to be any kind of diving. I've never been diving before, so I don't know if I'm a good person to ask. Maybe we should see about getting this thing back to the rest of us there. It looks yeah, Orpheum was really focused actually.
He is. He's
So-
white knuckle on a submarine.
I really don't want to break his concentration.
He's full on chanting at this point.
And by chanting, you mean swearing.
Oh, it's a very fine line with Orpheum.
It's
I'd
very
like to point out my very clever joke that I said he was communing with the marine spirit.
I did notice
we
that.
caught that.
Yeah.
I
want you to just acknowledge my.
I acknowledge your funny joke.
Witty brand humour.
Exactly. Lovely.
Hey,
Nice.
baby.
So what is the plan then? So
we've got 2 suits, 4 of us. We're a day's travel east. We don't have a lot of petrol, so this is going to be hopefully 1 trip out and hopefully enough to get trip. So we have to meet Amelia soon, get the vid cameras, get to where the tomb is, break into the tomb. Don't disturb the Necrons. Set it up. Set up the cameras well enough that we can then one thing I just can't quite recall when we had the meeting with Lane. These vid cameras, can we pick up the signal from orbit, or are we?
it's actually these work. These are. I looked up in fucking lore. They actually work over outside of the sector. These are real fucking top of the line stuff he's been able to get to you. It's basically black and white and no audio, but there is a fucking name for it. Hololith. They're hololith vid cameras.
Right. Okay. So it's the quantum entanglement, blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Basically, it will transmit a message back to the Ipcrest, or transmit a live vid feed back to the Ipcrest to be recorded and edited into a sick montage.
Bunch of hit
Michael
markers
Joseph Knight Jr.
What's our explanation for having this video?
I think as members of the Inquisition, it's quite easy to say we were investigating this tech priest and we now need your help.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of the rationale
They
that we're
might
going
ask,
off of.
hey, did you break into this Necron tomb? But to be honest, I think other members of the Inquisition would rather the Inquisition is breaking into tombs than a semi-rogue tech priest.
Because that way they could kind of control and monitor things a little bit better.
This tomb has already been located by the Inquisition, hence the...
That's what I'm saying. It's how secretive do we need to be to the Inquisition as a whole with this?
You might want to
some
say
fishermen found these cameras.
Yeah.
I was say we stole this Qatari from.
You might not want to say that, but you might want your Lane and your idea. That he came with you. I think the idea is to basically use this as evidence to say, lure Avila in so that she picks up some Necron goodies, and then you can say, well, clearly she's a heretic. Look at this shit, and then this conclave. There's going to be 2 main Inquisitors, one from the Order Kronos and one from the Order Hereticus. Hereticus especially are going to be very keen to be like, man, these guys are tech heresy, all this kind of shit. Be very quick to jump on that.
Right, so we don't have to be totally I don't know how those cameras got in there.
Absolutely
or how
not,
they
no.
broadcast it to us.
Yeah. I was just on fucking Imperium YouTube and found this. Ain't that funny?
Imperium book.
Imperium book. No, so like there was a decent cover story. So you need to plant the cameras, get out, not alert Necrons, or try not to. Be quick, be quiet, and then work out, messages to send to Aphula to lure her in. But we can deal with that another day. But currently,
Walk
right now,
softly
the
and
cameras
carry a
back at
big
the
gun.
Chimera with BGZ.
Yeah, so I would be heading for that.
Okay, I think you guys are going to swing the sub. I'm going to say there's like a quite secluded beach, a little while south of Scarbon, especially in the early hours of the morning. It's not going to be patrolled or anything, and I reckon you're able to start moving the submarine there. It's not a comfortable journey. Submarines aren't really built for comfort. This one especially not. This is a purely functional, Mechanicus-made vessel. And I think probably around, say, 11 p.m., you go into the woods, and BGZ is still there.
Bothar, can I offer you a smoke while we wait?
Not in
Yeah,
here. You
On
can't.
my way out, I want to buy a tuna sandwich for everybody.
Nice.
From
One big
Subway
one or four
Way
separate ones?
sub. No, 4 separate half sandwiches.
Okay. Yeah, I think you grab some snacks.
And some trick cigarettes.
Okay. You get some
Like halfway through, they just burst.
You get some ones sponsored by the Ministorum to encourage healthier smoking habits, and they're like easy quit cigs, but you quickly take them out of the wrapper, so they're basically indescribable and indistinguishable from the others. Eventually, you find your way back into the woods. BGZ quickly wheels the multi-laser turret towards you and then returns it to a neutral position. All those fucking birds in the background. The birds of the forest you hear in these early hours.
I always think of that Overwatch character.
Oh, Bastion.
Yeah, I couldn't remember the name. Yeah, I wave greetings. We've secured the submarine. It's time for the next step of plan. How have things been? I'm saying this as well in text speak or whatever, just in case the birds are listening.
For Raf's purposes, BGZ has said greetings, friend priest, and upon Trox's question just then has said quiet. Only 4 additional bird species noticed.
We haven't estimated. It should take us like 2 days. Was it?
So it will take you basically. You've got enough fuel for basically 2 days of travel. You can go there and back again, and that'll be it. It will take you a day to get there, though.
Right. I'm just what to inform. Yeah. So we'll be out for about 2 days, and hopefully we'll come back.
Are you taking BGZ with you?
Yeah. I thought he was needed for the
Chimera.
tank.
I mean, that's the thing. You can leave him with the Chimera, or you can bring him with you and leave the Chimera unguarded.
Well, that's all. I think it's more his choice. Then I just figured he was staying with it. I guess I just kind of tell him like, are you coming, or would you prefer to stay with the tank and keep it safe?
Hey, mister. Oh, you handsome boy. How's the security system holding up by the Chimera?
It is in shambles. It doesn't appear that anyone's actually tripped it. BGZ has said that his place is with Emilia, and he's seen no hostile presence in these woods.
Then I'd ask him to, because we must have like some tank cover.
Yeah, you've got like camo netting to basically drape
over
it. And I think you basic camouflage it by like draping a tree over it. I think.
Yeah. Just ask for. I say, okay, let's get the cameras out of here then, and anything else you think we need, and then cover and camouflage the tank before we go.
I'm going to say this takes you probably an hour. I think BGZ brings up some additional branches. It's basically like a mound of greenery.
Tank.
Yeah, it's a mound of. It's not clear it's a tank from a distance though, which is the important thing. You are in quite dense foliage this far back. Yeah, and I think
lock it up as well.
Yeah, he puts the keys in his pocket in his wallet, I think it's pretty well camouflaged. I think he grabs these 2 bags of cameras. Each one's got 2 in. These are big, bulky, sort of big grey duffel bags, completely unmarked as Lane's specialty. And he also grabs his radium carbine, but other than that, he brings nothing with him. And you guys
I don't
start.
know anything else in the tank I would worry about.
Yeah, there's not much there.
Yeah, unless you have something to remind me of.
I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
I'm going to say you've got like basic food rations, and you have just picked up some tuna sandwiches, which lasts you. So yeah, I think you guys start heading east and go to southeast and go towards this beach where the submarine is very, very ably piloted by Orthamiel, and he takes it just into the shallow waters and then signals for you, Lothar, to open the top hatch.
Gladly, and I immediately try and scramble the ladder and start pulling at the bulkhead, realizing I'm pulling it the wrong way, and then pulling it back to open it back
I'd like
up.
to hold the bottom of the ladder just so it remains steady,
Okay. Yep.
even though it's bolted into the wall.
Safety first. That's
I
how the
appreciate that.
Unitorum likes it.
I'm gonna look down and go, thanks, thank you.
You
Without
open it up,
thinking.
and blissful sunlight. Except it's not sunlight; it's nighttime. You fucking idiot. But you
How
open it up.
how firm does Lothar's peaches look?
His
From
I
features-
would
the angle.
say
Yeah, his
because
peaches.
he is relatively athletic and strong.
How tight are your
he's-
pants?
Yeah.
I mean, that's my pants are relatively tight. We had
Yeah.
to do some slippery business here, so I'd say 2 apricots and a handkerchief.
This
is
is
what I
like
would
a
say.
couple of hours after you've stabbed a guy in the neck as well, and like been in a gunfight. So like you're there's some sweat in this.
Oh, absolutely. Glistening is one way of
Can you
describing it.
describe the aroma?
It's almost like the tuna sandwiches, but having been wrapped in leather, left on a boat for days at a time, and then brought to a gym and
I
left
think-
there for a week.
Does
Orthamiel's glad
Lothar
he
On a
can't
tuna
no longer smell.
sandwich.
Lothar has grenades, doesn't he?
He
Like on a belt?
does.
Not on a belt. He would have had that in
What
his
in the
pack,
fuck are you thinking
which
of?
is back at the Chimera.
I'm going to
Oh.
say BGZ grabbed your little pack for you. Any
Okay.
luggage there? He's basically Amelia's bag handler at this point as he's marching.
I would take things too. I'm not gonna.
No, he's
make him
very
do
polite. He
everything.
insists, and he grabs all this.
So I'm just saying. My whole point is I treat him like a person, not a servant.
Yeah. But you guys
He's
basically-
getting there.
You guys, I think, get to the beach coincidentally the time that Lothar is able to open up this hatch. You were in shallow water, like you're able to stand up just, Lothar, that you're able to,
Okay, baby.
walk ashore just fine.
Imagine Lothar at the top of the fucking submarine, like Critter's picture. But when you zoom in on it, he's just super. That fucking face, and then but his head
It's
is
really
massive,
broad.
his chest is broad, just sticking out at the top.
I think that's what you see as I'm gasping for my first breath of fresh air in a very long time, at least in my head. And then looking out and seeing you guys and just giving like a really quick cursory wave.
Yeah, we'll wave
You wave back,
and
or-
I guess we start to come on out. I guess the water's waist height at
Inside?
highest.
I think yeah, for most people this is waist high water. The subs
I might have to
way
tread.
away, And BGC walks into the water absolutely fine, and I think he passes the hololift cameras up towards you, Lothar.
Gladly accept and say, hey, here, put these down there safely. They're a little bit heavy.
The hollow live camera.
Yeah.
The hollow live camera. Back.
He stubbed out his
Cameras
stick.
are heavy.
Pardon? Sorry?
Back, would you take
What?
the fucking camera?
Oh, and I take the camera.
I think Orthamiel
Put it down
comes
somewhere
and,
safe. Here,
and
give me
takes
the
the other one to assist. I think there's like some really basic storage, probably where there would be other diving suits in the back, but you've only got 2 of them. So I think these store quite well here. Lovely. And then I think BGZ mounts up, gets in the sub. It's not too difficult. There's like an access ladder on the side. Yeah, you are all safely inside the sub once more, and it's time now to close the hatch.
Do I have to close the hatch? I ask the Emperor out loud.
the Emperor says, "If you don't want to drown, yes."
Emperor sounds a little bit simple today. As I
Well,
slowly close the hatch.
It's a voice. It's the voice in a simple man's head.
You
That's
hear
a
the
very
Emperor
good
how
point.
you hear yourself. Yeah, and I think Orfamio, with
I
his
saw a
newfound
bird.
high-speed submarine driving capabilities, he rips a ripper Tokyo Drift as he heads east away from Skarbinton towards where this beacon is popping up on your guys' GPS. Now, traveling in the submarine. So you've got some control over not only how the submarine moves, but to be honest, you're going in basically 2 straight lines, but what systems are actively running. So each of these will assist you, and I'm going to say there's not enough drain on the battery to actually worry about that kind of thing, especially for this short journey. But these subsystems can also have other effects. So you've got 3. You've got light, sonar, and Vox. So the lights. So even during the day, any light from the surface is soon smothered at the depth you're at. Turning on the lights will let you see the immediate area ahead of the submarine and whatever is immediately below it. I'm going to say there's like a small glass slit running down the center of the submarine for you to see directly below. There's also a sonar system, which will emit a series of high-pitched pings, which, when bounced back, will help give you an outline of the surrounding area. You can also scan radio frequencies using the Vox system for anything, I'm going to say, within 5 kilometers of the submarine.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think sonar only makes the most sense, at least initially.
I think so. It's not going to matter if we are. It's not going to drain the battery terribly one way or another. It's not like we're conserving too much with it. And yeah, right now I would think we would only need sonar, maybe Vox, to make sure that we aren't being followed. Like, because they could drop shit down or something.
Yeah. So we're saying sonar and Vox. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to say after maybe 6 hours of traveling, the sun has started to rise, but it doesn't really affect you down here in the deep. Oh, bloody sorry, my phone's just going off. Who's bloody is? Oh,
Why does
Sam's
it
just
smell like
texted me
tuna down
saying,
here?
real important question.
I was saying, pass out the sandwiches and
Oh yeah.
give Tora his cigarettes.
Oh, thank you, Emperor. I was worried about
How
the
does
smell.
Tora react to these little cigarettes?
Tora tries to light one.
I don't know what you intend them to work. You said they were like to help
What,
you quit,
can-
so I don't
wait.
know what.
They're basically toy ones that will explode in a minor
Okay,
explosion.
so it's just a funny little prank cigarette.
Basically.
Bah! And it's like Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Well, not probably
His
not
goatee
that
goes.
intense, but-
The submarine explodes because it's an oxygen-rich
Thanks for playing
environment.
Dark Heresy. That was lots of fun. Oh man. Yeah, you pass out the tuna. I think Orfamio is still piloting the submarine and eating this tuna with one hand as he's doing it. He's very, very intense on this. God,
I've never seen him so intense and
I
so
know.
quiet.
Shocker. So, I'm going to say after 6-7 hours of traveling, I think it's morning now. You know, the people of Skarbinton going about their day. I'm going to say something trips on the Vox system. There appears to be a Vox SOS being transmitted. This is what it is transmitting. It's coming through as Vox, but it's a series of beeps that is being transmitted into language. Also known as Morse code, I guess is the better way of saying it. Also on the sonar, what you are detecting now is on this route that you're traveling, you detect the bow of of a ship resting on the seafloor. It's still quite some distance away from you, but yeah. So I think Orfamio slowly brings the submarine to a halt as you detect this.
Huh.
Is
Or
how far away if we plot that?
Okay.
How far away?
Onto the Skarbin map.
Yeah.
You are off the map.
No. But
How far away from us is the coordinates?
do we like without latitude and longitude?
Okay. The the SOS beacon appears to be coming from basically where the bow of the ship is your pretty much your current location, give or take a few hundred meters.
RHD VZ. No.
Was that one of the ships that we said we were looking for? Out of character.
Yes.
Okay.
The Radavaz.
Oh, yeah, I was just opening up the party notes. Wait, yeah, the Radavaz.
So, according to Quintessential, that went down about 35 years prior.
Huh. Well, we found it. Imagine that.
I mean,
Do
I
we
guess
check
if
it
it's
out?
35 years ago, no one's alive.
Wow.
Despite, even if they were
You don't know
alive,
how
what
long
are we
they're
gonna
holding their
do?
breath.
We're gonna get them on the submarine.
Well, there could be other supplies or things there too, like fuel, for example, for the rest of the sub, in case we have to do some deft maneuvering.
We're going into a temple. We're not having a submarine fight.
I hope
we
not. I'd rather be prepared though if we'd have to. I don't know.
I mean, we could investigate from the submarine and see what's up.
I
Also,
like that
save
plan.
the location so that we could give it to Quintessential. Or Quintus. That's not
Quintessential is his last name given by you. Quintus is his first name.
Yeah, I
given
don't
by
know if
me.
he has. Does he have that? Is that literally what we've gone with for his
It's
last
canon
name?
now. I can't control
okay.
it.
Mhm.
Mr. Central might
Mr.
want this
Central.
Warwick runs off the same idea of canon that the SCP wiki is, and there is no canon, but everything is canon.
Exactly.
Fair enough. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I guess
I
we
would
can.
say investigate from the outside and save the coordinate.
Or if can you turn on the lights, see what we can see?
He turns on the. That's a noise he makes actually, rather than the submarine. He does at the same time pressing the button. He's having a whale of a time. Lovely.
I get it because he's underwater.
Yeah. So looking at it, it appears that the bow of the ship, as you approach closer, is in three parts. There appears to be sort of three sections of it. What is left of the ship is incredibly rusted and covered in barnacles. There appears to be some kind of rusted door that is long since buckled and rusted, and so the room within this is clearly flooded because you are underwater. But actually, what's inside that room, you're unable to tell. It's not a huge ship. It's like a fairly decent sized fishing trawler, but this appears to be the very nose end of the ship.
Talking out of character here, my realistic senses say it's not worth our time, and if I was legitimately in this situation, I wouldn't bother with it. But my role-playing game senses tell me there might be loot in there,
Yeah.
and I want to know what's in it.
I wanna join you on the out of character bit there. And A, I agree. I want to see what loot's in there. And B, this can cover our tracks if we fuck around with the wreck, right? So, that in a sense, if we were to, look for the black box of the ship or what have you, which I don't know if ships have black boxes. Point
They do
is,
not.
it's fair enough. White boxes, whatever.
Correct.
We look for that, that piece, whatever we were looking for, and we have that somehow stowed on the submarine. It will point the finger at these, non-existent treasure hunters, and in no way, shape, or form will come back on what we're actually doing.
That's a good idea. So the ship would, if you actually do raid the ship for treasure and the submarine's discovered, it will look like this is piloted by treasure hunters as an alibi, which will keep the heat off the
Exactly.
Inquisition.
Mm-hmm. So that's where my head is going at. Now, Lothar is not thinking that. Lothar is thinking,
scared.
honestly, he's thinking, if I continue to hold my breath for these next 6 hours, will I die? I'm
He's
kidding. He's been
blue.
holding his breath the whole time. He's passed out several times and he realizes he's still back underwater again.
BGZ seems absolutely fine in the submarine. He seems having no issues.
How would we go about exploring it, though?
So you would have
Think
to
like an explorer.
get into the diving suits. I have certain stuff for the diving suits. Let me grab this. So diving suits, you have 12 hours of air in the diving suits. You have -10 to agility tests. They can be pierced if you take more than 5 points of rending damage in a single hit, which would cut air supply to 30 minutes. You can repair these back on the sub with a tech use test, +20 using the repair kits. These hinder movement. These aren't like scuba diving suits. These are walk along the sea floor or anything on it. You can jump, but that's about it. You have someone back in the submarine who can act with the tethers in order to to move you a little bit, but there is an automatic system which is controlled by a remote control on the waist of each one. There's like an emergency thing of like, I'm in danger, whack this, and get pulled back to the submarine, hitting everything on your way. They have built-in stab lights on the helmets. You cannot wear any bulky armor whilst wearing these, which is flak armor, plate armor, and power armor. Obviously, none of you guys have power armor. There's also a small tool belt which is empty. If you want to bring anything, you're going to have to literally carry it in your hands. There is also an internal Vox in each helmet which connects up with the sub.
We don't have any kind of little welding or, unwelding tool.
Yes, we do. I do.
What's
That
that?
What's what I use to? I've got the last cutting tool, so
You bought a
we do still have
miniaturized
that.
las cutter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
So-
I got like saws and stuff, but that's not necessarily gonna do anything to metal. I'm still tempted to. How close are we to our actual objective as well?
I'd say you're still about like half a day's travel there. You're about halfway there.
Well, yeah, I don't exactly know how I want to word things in character, but a lot of what Critter brought up about helping our cover and seeing what's there might be useful.
That sounds like a really good idea, and I wish I had it.
I think Lothar can think like that if need be. I think he's savvier than you make him out to be.
Fair, he may be. No, I think I agree, but then who's going to go out and immediately he puts a finger on his nose and whispers, "Not it."
I was about to say, Tora goes, thank you for volunteering.
Yeah, I was about to say, how about Tora and I?
Oh, that works a lot better, actually. Yeah.
Where now you'll be all alone in a submarine.
Well, BGC's going to
No,
say.
I know.
BG
I'm just.
Yeah.
he's got the talkative duo of BGZ and Nathaniel.
He's gonna be just like frightened and eating a tuna sandwich.
Yeah,
in
really
a
slowly.
submarine.
I'm gonna be looking at
Silent.
BGZs and go, "Are you gonna eat that?"
Shoving it through his vision slit like he did with the cigar and the wine. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, you could man the tether, which would be a useful thing. It's also it is
I'll do
machine
that.
powered, but there's also like a manual crank to assist it as needed. Lovely. And I'm going to say like your tech priest robes and
I was gonna say I shouldn't have any
yeah,
issue.
whatever
I just
fucking
can't fire my gun because it's in my arm, which is inside the suit.
that is true. You do have a bolt pistol in your leg you could take out though.
Is there any holes in the suit designed for me?
As it happens, that no.
Yeah. Fuck. What do they call it? A mechadendrite. Jeez, it's been so long.
No, there isn't. But I.
No, I don't need it.
I
If it's
reckon-
a restriction. It's a restriction.
Yeah,
I didn't know you could take those off.
It is a restriction, but you can.
Take what off?
You can take mechadendrites off. Yeah.
Your robot.
Well, I was
your-
thinking if it would just like snake through through a hole kind of thing.
They can do. I'm thinking like if you want to very hastily modify these with one of the repair kits, to make a hole for your mechadendrites and seal it up again. Probably within
How
your
would that
possibility.
work? I have a feel. I don't. It seems like it's not a good idea anyway.
Okay. Cool. In that case, then, yeah, you guys don the diving suits, and I think Orthamiel brings you a little bit closer to the edge of the bow of the ship. You're going to have to approach it from the only entrance, which is like the opposite end of the bow that's actually exposed, like the flat bit.
So
if you
we
know
should
what I
also mention what's on our belt then.
mean. Yes. So what are you guys bringing?
Yeah, I would
with
like
you?
the
Knives.
las cutter from.
Okay.
Me.
I'm going to
Well,
say you
Lothar.
can put 2 small things on your belt and carry logical things.
I would like to take my knives.
Okay,
Mhm.
cool.
I have 3 las cutters, by the way, that I can dispense with here for you
Oh.
guys.
Take
Maybe.
2 then.
Okay.
Tora will take one as well.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
then,
I
then
have
leave,
no
then
las
leave,
cutters.
Then leave 1 back.
Yeah.
No sense.
Any of you taking ranged weapons?
Actually, well,
How good
so-
does a fucking bolt pistol fire
What?
underwater?
Hey, I've looked into this. So, underwater combat. Hello, welcome. So, melee attacks are going to be made with a -10 penalty. Not that you guys will get into combat. Las weapons have reduced range to 10 meters and lose the reliable quality. Bolt weapons and stubbers will jam on a roll of 70 plus. But they, because of how they work, is like because the actual bolt itself is the one that causes the rocket power. The propellant is inside it. It's actually not too bad underwater.
You know what I'm thinking? Could I potentially modify a suit for my my right arm, since it's mechanical, won't matter being out in the water,
I'm gonna
so
say,
that
yeah,
it's exposed, and then I could use my cannon in my arm and the mechadendrites that go through my arm?
I think that's a very good idea, actually. I
Because
don't
that seems
think.
actually incredibly useful to do, as
Yeah.
opposed to just putting a hole in the back.
Yeah, I think you're able to
That-
roll up the inside, like you put that arm inside out, but you're able to. No, hang
And then
on.
I do some
Yeah.
kind of
Oh.
tightening, suctiony, whatever, to close it up.
I
That's
think,
what I was
yeah,
worried about, in case one of us wouldn't be able to use the suit after.
But this
Was-
is my
okay.
suit then.
Yeah,
Well, right, yeah.
I think you're able to do that quite well. You know, your attack.
Kind of like a
base.
tourniquet, you know. Just...
Yeah. And yeah,
Okay.
it's your arm, like it's metal. It's not going to really buckle to the pressure under here.
Because that allows me to do so much more. Otherwise,
Exactly.
I'm just kind of punching eels as they come to eat me.
Perfect. So
Tora takes his the concealed pistol. I feel like taking that concealed pistol with the safety features taken off is just asking to get water in the gun.
Yeah, that's the worst part about it.
or shoot a hole in
Even
your
the one
suit.
safety feature that you took off was the water sealant.
Ah,
Oh,
It just immediately starts rusting on contact with the water.
It's really cheaply made. It's just.
every chamber is full of water.
Yeah.
It's a water pistol now.
As for stub weapons, I'm going to say
I like that.
they jam on an 80 plus.
okay. So I think Tora will take his knives and maybe he'll leave the silence revolver, but he'll take his compact revolver with
Saturday
him.
Night Special. Got it.
Yeah.
Which he, I think, pulls out of his boot for the first time.
Yeah.
What did you call it?
The Saturday
Saturday
Night
Night
Special.
Special.
Saturday knife special?
No,
Is that what I
nights.
heard?
Saturday Night
Oh.
Special.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's seen you pull this out of your boot yet.
What is
It's just a
You have
pistol.
one in the other?
Well, no, I would like to imagine Tora hides it in his underwear.
This isn't the one with the fucking scope on it, is it?
No,
Yes.
that's
Makes his dick look bigger.
that's the knife that has a scope on it.
Yeah,
Don't be
Different.
ridiculous, Track.
this is the pistol.
Oh, I thought it was another knife.
No.
My bad.
Oh dear.
Both, by the way, bad to keep in your underwear.
Absolutely, there are no good answers in this one. So I think after some time, you guys are able to kind of lower yourself from the submarine. The water would be freezing cold, but you are a little bit insulated in your suits. You are able to communicate just fine because of the boxcasters, and down here in the darkness, you have the stab lights illuminating your presence. And yeah, Lothar, you settle in for some lonely tuna sandwiches with BGZ whilst Orfamiel tries to keep the submarine steady. Lovely. So, you approach the rusting metal door resting on the sea. What would you like to do to open this?
First, yeah, I was saying we could just try it. If it doesn't open, then last cut it.
Give me a strength roll. Strength roll, I'm going to say -10 as well because you're underwater.
Okay, here, I point to the door. Hey, Tora.
Tora,
give it a try.
Tora, open! And Tora
Yeah, Tora,
goes to
Dora.
open the door.
I love that
Tora,
anime.
the Explorer!
That's so stupid.
Just a strength?
Yeah,
I
just
wish
a
they hadn't left the
strength roll.
box open.
-10.
Oh, sorry, I didn't. -10 from that.
Okay.
Oh, good. 105. There you
The
go.
door's
Yeah.
actually more
Your
in place
arm
now
jams.
than it was. Your arm jams. Yeah.
You've
Um,
rehinged it somehow.
Yeah. I'm going to say you were unable to tear the rusting metal from its hinges, and it lets out an awful noise that echoes across the seafloor.
Well, I guess we'll have to cut it open.
Yeah. And then Tora goes, Amy, door, in the same way that Amelia did it to Tora just before.
Tora doesn't know anyone's names. I think that's just a canon thing. Like,
I like that.
I just don't care enough
you dealt with enough idiots in your
to
life.
correct him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have used the last cutter. I don't know what I have to roll.
I'm going to say it's a tool. You don't really need to roll for it. I think, yeah, with 2 quick bursts of... you basically take this off of the hinges. And you find yourself in a completely dark room. As the door opens, your stab lights illuminate what may have been some sort of fuel storage room. There are numerous tanks long since rusted beyond use. They stand the length of the room. The water here is grimy with residual fuels seeping out and make your vision obscured. At the end of the room appears another door, but from this distance you cannot work out what condition it is in.
Just say, okay, no more heat.
Give me a awareness test. And if you're using your Auspex, remember the bonus from that.
I get a plus 10 to awareness.
I think it's plus 10,
think.
yeah.
I think it's generally always plus 10. Yeah, plus 10.
Mhm.
Yeah, actually, let me double check as well. I had like a sonar sort of thing.
Shout into the room.
Hey,
Ah!
hey.
No. I want to make sure.
That's a good echo.
My eye. What did I have on my eye?
Oh, you had thermal, night vision, and I think like magnocular equivalents, like you can zoom in.
Yeah. So what would make? Oh, there's thermal. I don't think it was night vision. I thought it was a sort of what do you call it?
I would think thermal would make sense here.
I think you did have like a low light vision. I think that was it. Yeah, you can see in like black and white at night time.
Oh no, it's
Wasn't it?
different. Trust me.
Oh yeah, why would you need that? Because you got stab lights and stuff.
Yeah, I got the other thing that does some of that stuff. I know I have it written.
Yeah, you
down.
have written it down. Yeah.
So,
See people's souls.
BGC, how's the sandwich?
Now, Spider Droid, Boltus.
Whoop.
I wrote new eye made. Fuck. Did I not write it?
Yeah, but doesn't Logar not speak?
No.
Yeah.
He does not.
What I recall is I had a heads-up display, improved like 20/20 vision.
Yeah.
I had a thermal vision, definitely.
Yeah.
And then I believe it was like a sonar that would go out to a certain degree so I could get just a picture of the room.
Yeah.
Thing. But
No,
what I'm
trust you with that.
confused about is where I wrote it, because I definitely wrote
I remember
it.
reading it somewhere.
Yeah.
Is it not in like the front page of your stuff of like current technical
It
advancements?
was, but then
Like
it
gear,
got
isn't it?
edited.
Right.
So
But yeah, give me a awareness test plus 10, regardless.
I'll say I'll be having that on thermal to help here, because that would probably make the most sense, other than awareness. Wow, bad rolls.
Okay. You cannot see anything in this room.
Anything at all, or we still saw the fuel and all that?
You can see like there's fuel canisters. And you see the door at the end of it, but it is quite murky in this water here.
The fuel canister's like 35 years old and it's been underwater, hasn't it?
Yeah. So like they're rusting. There's like residual fuel, but it's just because it's kind of trapped in this little pocket.
Yeah, but the point being is the fuel is not something we could really take.
Unless you want to suck it out of the water. No.
Taurus strikes me as the sort of guy that's
You've been
has
smoking
a piece
cigarettes
has a
for
piece
your
of hose,
life.
has a
Yeah,
piece
good
of hose and a
sucker.
breath mint, and is used to like as used to siphoning petrol from like other people's
Yeah,
vehicles.
yeah,
A
absolutely.
piece of hose and a breath mint.
So I think that's how he
Oh.
met Lane. It's just
He was stealing his petrol
like-
from the Ipcrest of all things.
This is exactly what it looks like.
I mean, despite not seeing anything, I'm still going to be, aware. Like,
Okay.
I'm going to be looking around as we move forward, I assume.
If you'd like to move forward, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Could you make an awareness test for me, please, Tora?
Tora.
Big
Oh,
ass
I keep
moray eels trying to bite us. I'm telling
this
you.
pop out thing on Roll20 works worse and worse with every day. Oh,
Wow. Okay, you guys just go fucking blind.
You rigged it, obviously.
I've rigged
I
it.
don't see the demon coming to eat me.
No, you don't see.
This is
the
chaos oil.
As it's evil chaos oil. As you walk forward, I'm going to say you're like halfway through the room. From the darkness, you see not a demon, but 8 spindly legs tipped with sharp claws and a foul pair of mandibles surrounding a terrifying maw. 5 purple eyes look soullessly at you atop a body that is a hardened carapace of orange chitin. And I'm going to move to the Radivos fuel storage. And
Is it some sort of fucking mutated spider?
It's a
Not
large
spider,
crab.
The
Yeah, I was gonna say,
giant
Oh.
but
enemy
is
crab.
But is it biologically normal to the area? I guess
Uh,
there's no.
You don't really
way to
know, I
that,
guess.
yeah.
This is it doesn't appear outwardly Xenos.
Did I read about it in any of my biology
You fucking
books?
read a book about it, you fucking nerd.
I did though. I got a lot of books.
I'm going to say you've read about crabs. You've not read about a crab of this size.
A crab of unusual size.
Crab of unusual size, exactly.
A cuss.
Perfect. It is crabs going first, I'm afraid, because hey, surprise round. And then I'll let you guys either roll for
Good thing
initiative.
Tora's in the way.
That
Yeah.
is
I'll protect you, my sweet.
true. So yeah, we've got crabs first, and then you can roll initiative, or like Tora, do you want to go first after that, and then?
I think Tora will strike into action because it's something to kill. And more
I
importantly,
have no problem with
An
it.
8-legged dog.
no, it's an animal to kill.
Oh
It's
man,
obscured by the oil though. It kind of looks like a dog.
it could be.
Could be.
Everything's
Oh.
a dog if you squint.
Crabs are just dogs of the sea.
That is true. This thing moves immediately into melee combat with you. It is well versed into this nightmare realm underneath the sea, and it is going to roll to hit you. And this is going to be half aim, and it's going to swing. Wow!
Oh,
Ooh.
I think
thank fuck.
it swings with its claws, and it actually just strikes the tank next to it, letting more of this ancient oil seep out. Tora, it is your turn.
Tora would like to. I guess Tora would like to. Maybe I do my double. Tora's
You have
going
a -10 on all melee attacks as you were encumbered by the suit.
to. But I also get a -10 anyway.
For dual wielding, yeah.
Yeah. It's a weapon skill. Maybe. Maybe I just attack. Tora's gonna like grab one of his machete, like the big machete, two-handed, and roll to try to smack.
Perfect. El Crabo,
So it's gonna be.
give me that roll. Are you guys like informing back on the sub as well?
If I don't move, can I aim in my melee
Yeah,
attack?
absolutely.
Would it
You
be?
could do-
It'd be a half aim.
Yeah, because you're not
Yeah.
spending a whole. You're spending half your turn aiming.
So
You stay there for a turn,
half
I can do it.
aim.
I guess to say something like, encountered a large crab.
This thing is taller than you guys. It's not just wider as well.
Uh,
Just like that.
Yeah.
and it's a standard
Put on
attack.
your suit in case we need
So
backup.
I'm minus
have any
20
suits.
plus. So I'm
I thought there was
minus
more than
There's
one
only
for
two
everybody.
15.
Just two.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
You guys only got 2 suits out of the manufactorum.
I'm trying to
Yes.
remember, Warwick. I'm minus 15, aren't I?
Yes, you're.
Because I'm minus 5 normally.
Yep, -5 and add on the -10 as well, so -15. Perfect attack.
Nice.
Wow. It's a
Oh!
1, baby.
So I roll
Lovely.
damage twice?
No, that just means your machete has not jammed.
It's my...
The
Yeah,
crits is with the damage rolls, not with the hit
Oh,
rolls.
yes.
It has been a while for all of us. Perfect, but you roll 13 fucking damage, which is...
So how would you know if that was a crit?
if you
though?
hover over it, you've rolled a 9
Ooh.
plus 4.
Just
So,
short.
You absolutely wallop this fucking thing. What does this look like? It's not
Um,
dead, but it's fucking hurting.
Tora, known for going to ethnic restaurants,
Like
is
Red Lobster.
very used to when crab like this is served, big middle of the table, and so holding the knife with one hand, he like jams it into the top, and he pushes it in and goes to, like, crack, like you were like to crack the right in the middle of the dome to
man.
get at that juicy flesh.
Delicious.
He then takes out a tiny, long fork
and
and butter.
Is there any garlic butter?
Oh, for fuck's sake! Yeah, you start dining on this sweet crab meat. Amelia, your turn.
I'm gonna like push off, and I can reach here. I think,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going
just
to say
get
that
out
that's
of-
like half a turn of movement though, so you're unable to aim.
But I can shoot.
You can shoot, but you're like firing
There
from
is-
the hip, and it looks really fucking cool.
There is
Yeah.
oil
Yeah, I
everywhere.
can do it whilst,
There's
firing
also
my
water
gun.
everywhere, critter.
Fuck, you're right.
While
Yeah.
floating through the air. So it's a no aim, right?
Be a no aim attack.
Point blank, short
No,
range.
it'd be short range, absolutely. What are you using for this? The bolt pistol?
Yeah.
Yep.
No. I didn't bring the bolt pistol.
Oh,
well,
sorry.
I did. It's in my leg.
It's in your. It's hard not to bring that places.
But no. That's
you're
why I
using
made
the hand
whole
cannon.
suit modification. Yeah.
Perfect.
Standard rate of fire.
So this will
right?
jam on an 80.
And when it's a plus, do you need to add the plus?
No, you just do the numbers.
Right.
Ooh, that
Well, I
almost
missed, but it didn't
jams.
jam.
You're
Also,
fucking...
is that a thing? Can my hand cannon jam?
I'm going to say that as you're firing underwater, yes, and it will clog the internal mechanisms of it.
I just can't remember if we had that upgrade when I put it into my arm, if it's capable.
I mean, it's
or
really
not.
hard to jam a hand cannon, but this is absolutely not optimal place for firing a hand cannon. Yeah, I think the shot goes wide and the force of it dissipates against the back wall. Next up is the crab, who I think is going to make a hit at you. Tora.
He's trying to get at my sweet Tora flesh.
He is. He's trying to give you the old snippy. He is going to do a half aim because you can tell there's a fierce vengeance in his uncaring eyes, and he's absolutely aiming. And he is going to swing, and he hits with 2 degrees of success. That is an 82, which hits your right leg. As you
Always
reach
the
up for a
leg.
kick, he hits you with. That is peaked at 7 damage because this has primitive 7. So it only does 7 damage penetration too.
How much was it
so
when
it
it rips
pins
through,
5.
though?
5
So 7 damage.
on your legs. So is that reduced by your armor at all?
I have left. I've got soak. Wait, sorry, left leg.
Right.
I've got 2. I've got 2 on both legs.
Okay. So that is pen 2. So that it basically ignores your armor and would do
7.
7. In that case, your suit is now punctured, and you only have
Oof.
30 minutes oxygen remaining.
And I've got 8, and I take 7 damage.
You do take 7 damage.
All right.
It's a nasty gash on your leg. But that is the crab's turn, and next up is Tora.
Oh, I can't. Yeah, and I can't use. We're not using the rules for all-out attack anyway because there are no downsides to using it.
Yeah, basically, melee is high risk, high reward in how we're running it. This is actually quite similar to first edition Dark Heresy, which I don't believe had stuff like charges and all that attacks and stuff. And it made melee a lot more tactical in that you can't just charge in there and just get stupid auto hit attacks, but also like you can't just parry things forever. You know, if someone gets lucky enough, they will hit you. A bit like the ranged combat.
I will do probably the same thing and do a half aim.
Yep.
And do a standard attack. Wait, how many do... Wait. Oh no, I have to declare a lightning attack, don't I?
You do.
Because that was probably the only time I would ever get that attack, would I? Because that multi-attack.
Yeah.
Ah well, I should have done that before.
We live and learn.
Hit, aim, standard, minus 15. Oh.
Oh, hang on. I'm just writing giant enemy crab into my PC tracker. I'm afraid that is not a hit. I think your blow glances off of the crab's armor. Next up is Amelia.
Yeah. I don't got anything creative. Just this time I can aim, right?
You can aim. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna fire again, and not actually. Wait, I could do. Could I not move next to it and point blank it at no aim?
Yeah, I'm gonna say you could. You would be in melee range of it, but it's absolutely safe.
Hopefully it doesn't.
That's a big hope, though, isn't it, Truck? Yeah. Pull that trigger.
7 degrees.
Damn, that's what I'd like to see. Give me that damage.
Hit damage, yeah.
Nice, 10-2 impact. So 2 penetration. Drops it down to that number, which I shan't tell you all. Lovely. Next up is the crab's turn, who I think is going to turn and can't really hear it too well, but it's absolutely going to spindle around on its legs, and it's very, very creepy, and you do not like it. And it's now going to make a hit at you, Amelia. There's be no aim as it's changing targets. Ooh, that's barely a hit, and it swings. And that's
my lord!
Again, that's capped at 7.
So 72, right?
Yes, that's capped at 7 damage. It's just going for the legs.
I got 5 reduction.
Okay, so that reduces that from 7 down to 4 damage, which means your suit is not torn, but you've taken some nasty abrasive wounds there.
4, you said. 4 damage?
Yep.
9 health. Right.
Cool. Next up then is our dear friend Tora.
Tora's gonna go for gold. Actually, I'm just doing the math. If I try to shoot my compact revolver, I actually have a...
I was thinking you're gonna shove a grenade in it or something.
I don't... Oh.
Yeah, blow up, I don't know.
Oh.
The fuel would work underwater, exactly.
Interesting.
It would.
Could I?
Is that how
I don't want to test it.
I'm not an underwater explosives expert or anything.
What? That's what you bring to the fucking party, Truck. What are you here for?
Okay, tell me, GM, what do I know?
I had no grenades. The only grenades I had, I put down the toilet, allegedly.
Allegedly.
But you said you took a grenade from Lothar before you went
No,
out.
I was asking if when I was holding the ladder for him, were the grenades there? Because I have an idea for something, but that's all right. You'll learn later.
That's a Chekhov's grenade. Just...
What do you reckon the consequences of using my tox dispenser underwater? Like, we've never really thought about, like, if I slice up it must be on the blade, because it's not going to,
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to stab into someone and inject it.
Yeah.
Right, so it like sprays it out onto the blade and as you're cutting them or whatever, right?
I'm going to say it's not as effective because part of it will dissipate into the water surrounding your blade. So I'm going to say it does 2 less damage because there'll be less poison on the blade.
So 1d8.
Yeah.
I'll still declare that I'm gonna pull out one of my toxic spiders and I'm gonna crush it onto the blade.
Spider gets crushed immediately at this pressure, but you're able to use the last vestige of its life to crush it.
Enraging the crab, who
Enraging
also
the
has many legs.
Brother!
Brother!
Oh, fucking hell.
How they've slain thee.
Do I add this tiny spider onto the casualty tracker?
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Oh my gosh.
97.
Your spider jams.
Your spider
on
jams.
the blade.
I think, again, this blow is ably parried by the creature's mandibles. Next up is Emilia.
How's it looking?
It's looking pretty fucking wounded. I'm going to say it is... you would say it was limping if you were more familiar with crab movement patterns. Or
How familiar am I? I did read biology books, you know.
I think, yeah, it looks closer to the picture of like a dead crab on page 4 than it does to the live crab on page 2.
I got a half aim, correct?
Yes.
A point blank right into between its 5 eyes. I'm aiming. I'm not aiming, but I'm aiming for the middle one.
Pull that trigger.
Fucking misses.
Jam that gun. Yay, 69.
69.
Nice.
Crab is instantly dead.
Yeah, give me that damage. Perfect. Look at that damage roll. I'm gonna say this kills it. Emilia, what does this look like?
Yeah, so that middle stalk of an eye just gets torn up as the bullet finishes the job that Tora's knife started, and the shell splits along the line that he created.
Oh, you hit its weak point for massive damage.
Exactly.
Oh.
It was glowing red.
And I think it
actually
looks
purple.
It looks really fucking cool. This crab's eyes, they dim as it arcs backwards and drifts off.
Crab meat floats away
everywhere. And I think its legs curl up. I don't know if crabs do that. I know spiders do, and I always find it really creepy.
I think that crabs are more... I think they would just kind of like dangle in the water.
Yeah.
A series of cheddar biscuits start to float down towards the crab.
But he drifts
because
off.
whenever you see a dead crab, they're just kind of limp, aren't they?
That is true. I think about all the dead crabs I've seen in my life. Yeah, that fucker's dead. He drifts off. It seems quiet. Too quiet. Where would you like to go now?
I was gonna say unless I wouldn't notice the blood and the wound.
There is a little bit of blood from Tora's wound, stinging nastily because of the salt water. Fuck you.
I'm just thinking we need to close that up. Now, what? I can't access my doctor's bag. Actually, no, that could be on my tool belt. So can I put a Band-Aid on him?
It's a Dora the Explorer one.
Like, what would I? Yeah,
Tora.
Or is this
Tora the Explorer.
A las cutter,
I think
soldering, you know.
I think amputation's the only safe option. I'm
I'm
not sure how effective adhesives would be, seeing as you're currently underwater.
I'm not meaning an actual fucking
thing. I reckon you'd be able to put on like some quick clot onto it. If you give me a Medicaid roll minus 20 because you're underwater in a bulky suit.
I just gotta double check all my bonuses.
Yeah.
Hey, the cables are going nuts up here. You guys okay?
Oh yeah, you've been on this tether, is it?
And I get a plus 20 anyway.
Guys?
If I'm able to use my bag.
Yeah. I'm going to say you can use your bag.
But then I have 10 for the supplies. I also get plus 20 from being a superior Chirugan.
Yep. Chirugan. Yeah.
I love
Minus
ordering
10
that at
penalty
TGI
on
Fridays.
Critical damage patients? That doesn't matter.
This is not critical damage.
So I get a plus 20 overall to this roll. Minus 20 plus 40.
Do it. Fuck yes.
Nice.
You're able to clot this wound, meaning he's not going to continue bleeding out. Lothar's on the horn, trying to get in contact. Ready if you
Guys,
talk
are
to
you
him.
alive? Should I pull you back? What's going on?
We killed the crab.
What crab?
The crab I said. I did say there was a crab.
It cut out. So.
A
All
lot
right.
of oil and a big crab, and now it's crab meat, and Tora's got a hole.
He tore a hole, huh?
Should
I wheel him back up?
So the fight's what? The fight was 2-3 minutes since I've had this since the cut,
Yeah.
and this Medicare roll that's not going to that's just going to slow it.
No, that's not for air. That's for your health.
That's
Yeah.
for blood.
Oh,
It just means that you're not going to continue
You're
bleeding.
not bleeding to
Yeah.
attract sharks anymore.
Yeah. Your
Okay.
suit is still ruptured.
Is there anything I could do about that?
Could he
Or it
add
really
more
requires-
quick clot?
You could, if you gave me I'm going to say a minus 30 tech use test to, hear me out, use the staples that you use for closing wounds to close the rupture in the suit.
Yeah, jerry rig it up.
Yeah.
And
If you
flat
fuck
it
it
I
up,
would
better.
imagine.
You will hit him in the leg.
I would also say this: if then fixed, if that same leg gets torn again, there's
Yeah.
no fixing it until we're back on the sub.
No, you need to use the kits for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tech use minus 20. You said
Minus 30.
Plus,
minus 30.
You still have plenty of air.
it could also hit him in the leg, he said, so.
Yeah, if you fuck this up tremendously, you're going to staple his leg.
Oh, fix him up again. It's alright.
You make little test subject.
And come back and he's going to have like a hot glue gun's worth of just fucking quick clot.
I'm afraid you're.
Fade it, fade it, fade it.
Okay. If you fate that, it will just automatically. You can automatically pass that, get a 46.
Can I?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
Perfect.
I'm trying to see, what did I roll? I rolled a 56, and it's weird the way they changed this thing up.
I know.
It's confusing to look at compared to what I was used to.
I'm going to see if I can try and get an earlier version of it. But we'll
This
see.
is
This
we
is
just gotta
fine.
Get used
Okay.
to it. It was just
Yeah.
a little, because I'm looking at the 70 and the 50, and I'm like, how does
Yeah,
minus? Yeah.
But yeah, I reckon you're not. Sorry, you do seal it up. It will hold. For now.
Yeah, just say, Tora, gotcha
It's
for
just
now.
like
but-
it's like when you get like a little bit of rain in your wellies. It's just kind of sloshing about my leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're close enough for now, so we can go a little further before having to go back.
Let's onwards and upwards.
Lovely.
It's like
yeah.
Tora walks through clenching a knife in his teeth, but you can't really do that in a scuba helmet, can you?
It just floats away.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys
Push
head
it
over.
in front of your helmet.
You guys head over to this door at the end. It appears to be some kind of sealed airlock, and it still seems to have some kind of residual power allowing it to operate. There is a manual override switch on each side that would have to be operated by two.
Let's do it at the same time.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
Yeah. Wow.
You open it. This room appears to be dry, and then immediately it is not anymore because of the water pressure equalizing and the water flooding in.
The poison.
The crab.
The Lothar. The crab poison.
Oh,
Man, it's just been so long. I'm trying to use like W to move the map.
Oh wow.
Can I try to close the door behind me? I know I'm pushing. Actually, no, that's literally impossible.
Sever the tether.
Absolutely impossible.
Yeah, because we're quite under. I was about to be like, like when a car's at the bottom of a pool, but no, this is quite a bit further than that.
This is quite a bit further. You can try and open the next door as well if you'd like.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Okay, cool.
Is there is there any way
Oh.
to see what's on the other side in any sense?
It appears to be a completely sealed room.
Yeah, sonar would bounce off the room that I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to like
No,
see.
no,
It's
it's a
like,
good
there's
idea.
a bunch of working computers.
Yeah. There's some squats in here. It's fucking great.
You know, that's
Just
all.
chill
Where
it
they've
out.
been
Yeah.
That's where Games Workshop hid them.
The bottom of the fucking channel. Yeah.
all this time.
I can't think of any way to prevent water from going in here off the top of my head. So fuck it.
Okay. You open the
Bless.
next door with an almighty sneeze. So this room was previously empty of water, but very quickly fills up again. It seems to have lacked the layers of rust and ocean grime that the previous room had. It appears to be some kind of lazarette where extra supplies for long voyages would be stored. There are a set of emergency reserve generators in the corner over which is slumped the body face down. Slumped a body, sorry, face down, wearing an oilskin jacket and heavy boots. So there is a body slumped over this generator as this room is very, very quickly filling up with this water again as you kind of slide under the door, it's filling. Looking around, there is this body of something wearing kind of similar oilskin jackets to what you saw the civilians wearing back in Scarbint. And there's also a series of crates that are stacked in the corner, and the man seems to be resting over some kind of generator.
Right. So the generator is something we take back, or is it gonna get destroyed in the water?
Don't know, think quick.
I don't know. Well, it wouldn't matter. We had to go through water anyway, so if it doesn't work in the water, it doesn't work. Okay, but main thing we were here for was any sort of identification, you know, quote unquote black box, right? Any
As the water starts to fill, a couple of the boxes start to float, as does the man's body.
I was gonna say, you'll look over the persons for
Yeah.
any identification.
So you very quickly wade over him. He is a man. His flesh is desiccated, but it seems to be spared from the rots that he would have had on the surface or submerged
If
in
the water was there.
His mouth is open in a silent scream. He doesn't appear to be too thin. It doesn't look like he's starved to death, and there seems to be plenty of food in the crates as you quickly look over them. As you grab his body, there is a data slate which drops from where he was clutching it across his chest, and this is what the data slate says. Just give me a sec.
You've been gnomed.
It's not a gnome. It's not a gnome. It's me, Uncle Nurgle.
There we go.
That's Nurgle's voice in my
That
head
is, yeah.
canon.
So this is dated about 30 years prior to where you currently are.
Yeah, I'm just they're data slate. They're versatile, or are they gonna break in water as well?
This one looks quite old. It probably will break in water.
Oh, I mean,
Well, that's good. The Emperor did preserve him.
That is correct.
I was just thinking it'd be better to have the physical thing, but yeah, can I just jack this information?
Yeah, I reckon you quickly download it. And yeah, the room is pretty full of water now. There are a few unopened crates in the corner. The generator is well and truly flooded and appears to have stopped working in the sort of powered door behind you.
I was say, Tora, you see anything else? I got a data slate here.
Tora is eyeing off the food.
Okay.
Does it look preserved?
It does look preserved. There is some. Well, it's long expired by about 20 years. However, it does appear to be sealed still. There are some
Any
tinned,
MREs?
There are tinned amble and grox meat, and opening up another box, you find enough fuel to last you another half day's travel.
Oh, Tora puts these contain, like, what are they in? Cardboard boxes or like
Tins.
plastic crates?
They're
they're
these
just like
boxes are huge, like shipping, big, like about the size of my table.
About the individual, you're gonna have to carry back individual stuff, so you can only take whatever fits in your arm.
Yeah.
Tora will take an armful
You
of
can also
fuel.
shove some to me.
Of
Could
fuel.
also potentially just hold the crate,
Yeah,
and I could
of the
wheel you
fuel.
back.
Just said the crate's as big as a person.
Because
No,
let's
how big
face
is
it,
the table?
we can always eat Lothar, but we can't turn Lothar into petrol.
That is true.
You'd have to wait a really long
Unless-
time.
Yeah.
Or did I mishear? I thought you said these were huge crates.
These are pretty big. They're not like massive, but like they're like the size of a small table. I have to use things around it. They're about the size of a cloves horse.
As a what?
Cloves horse.
You know what you hang your clothes
Yes.
up on?
Loads.
An ironing board?
Yeah, those sort of things.
Oh, I mean,
Oh.
technically, Lothar. Yeah, Tora could carry that for sure.
Yeah, probably good. Yeah.
I mean, with the water, certainly it'd be easier to push it around.
I'm gonna say there's 2 with food in, and there's 1 with fuel in.
I'd say fuel over food. I mean, the two
Yeah.
of us together can carry it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you can probably carry a box each with Lothar and BGC winching you in.
Yeah.
You guys find anything?
A couple things.
Got some fuel.
Well,
I
let me know
think-
when you need it wheeled back up. I'm worried about the crab thing. Is there still a crab?
No, we killed it.
Oh, thank the Emperor. Well, then why didn't you tell me that?
No, Tora just lost both his arms.
I've replaced
that'll make
them
him
with
easier to winch
crab
up.
claws.
I guess we say, wheel us in slowly. We got some food and fuel.
Beam us up,
Emperor
Scotty.
pursued me.
BGC,
BDC, I am going to need a very strong hand, and the other strong hand right now is gripping He's really... He hasn't even slept yet, has he?
It's like eyes. He hasn't blinked in like 12 days now. He's loving this submarine life.
I'm really worried about
BGC
him.
walks up behind Lothar, grabbing onto Lothar's hands, helping him pull.
From behind. Like
Yeah.
that scene from Making the Pot.
Yeah, from Ghost. Yeah,
Ghost.
BGC starts doing it. He cracks his metallic knuckles, and it makes a very unsatisfying silence. And he starts to pull you two fuckers back in. And I'm going to briefly animate this escapade. Ooh, ooh. And there we go.
I like to think that pang just going through the...
Clunk.
But yeah, so slowly.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys are back on the Sambambarine. I'm going to take a quick break just for 5 minutes whilst I can go piss and kiss my girlfriend goodnight on the lips.
Same time.
Okay.
I'll be right back, boys. Piss
All
break.
right, same here. I'll be right back.
What about, are you still there, first off? No, Og left you.
Okay, howdy ho. Boop, boop, boop,
Yeah.
boop, boop. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
We're talking about 76 and whatnot, but when's the last time you've been on Final Fantasy as well?
You were a little bit after your wedding.
I've been doing a lot in that, and Tuesday comes out more. People are getting ready for the next expansion now, though.
Are you ready, Truck?
Seemingly,
Will
the
you prevent forest fires?
next two most guest classes are Geomancer and some sort of chemist. Because healer
chemist
is a
healer.
definite, and then it seems like the next thing to add to would be caster DPS.
Is there not a caster DPS?
But if we're evening out numbers, caster DPS is the one that would next be lacking, and they wouldn't do another tank when they just released a tank last time. They released no healer, so it should be a healer.
What was the tank? The Dark Knight again?
No, the previous one was the Gunbreaker.
The Gunbreaker was a tank. I thought it was DPS in my head.
Oh, it was apparently designed as DPS initially, that it became a tank instead. I'm just trying to catch up on a lot of stuff.
And I'm back. Raf's going to have to live with some dead air there. Hope you don't mind that.
We're talking a little bit.
Oh, good.
Just so they can feel included.
Recording.
Yeah. And how are you, Raf? Oh, that's really funny. yeah, I agree. Oh, bless him.
Don't besmirch his good reputation like that, Ralph.
I'm so sad about that accident. Go.
The accident's not your fault, Ralph.
Wake up. Wake up.
Wake up.
This is such like a weirdly personal ASMR role-playing podcast that we're creating for him. Oh dear.
Not wrong.
I don't know. I think this campaign would be enjoyable to watch.
I think so.
Like if we were to stream it.
I often think about that. Like if I were to do it again, would I record it?
Of course, you're not going to have an audience initially, but
wrong. It's a cheap way to get fan art, isn't it? If you just become popular enough that people draw it for you, you don't have to commit.
That's what Arcadum does with his. Arcadum is that guy that I told he has an entire world. Actually, March 28th, the world comes to an end if they can't defeat the final boss.
Damn.
And then things get reset, and he's going to be using a different continent. But he has got this whole world, different planes, all this stuff, everything figured out. He does like a game or two a day with people, and all these different parties going around the world and stuff. But after each episode, he does a fan art section for about 10 to 20 minutes of fan art that was drawn during that session, basically things that were retweeted at that time. And so some of it comes from previous sessions, but there's actually people draw so quick. They draw stuff like of that episode happening as well.
I'd love to do something like that. Like there have been so many moments of this where, I sometimes, if I'm listening to a piece of music, I'm like, oh man, this would make really good like Dark Heresy training music. And I'm thinking like, oh, which bits would I have as like a montage of like you guys jumping out of a burning Valkyrie and like, that kind of shit. Jasper exploding.
I like this dark techno stuff I listen to whenever we play. And right now, the live radio I have just on has been pretty good. Like it doesn't fit with everything we do, but overall it fits.
I'm listening to 8,000 hours of relaxing crab sounds ASMR right now. I had to research a lot about crabs and revise how some.
And you didn't find out how they die.
I should have. Let's look at it together. I'm ashamed to admit that my search history, when you said, "Okay, I'm going to go onto thermals," I quickly typed in, "Are crabs cold-blooded?" And the answer is yes. What happens to crabs when they die? This is going to be like philosophical, isn't it?
They go to heaven.
They go to
hell.
this is about how long.
Yeah, there's do crabs.
Yeah, this is all like
curl
cooking.
up
Like, how long do they take
when
to die if you're
they
cooking?
die. Molting and dead signs. The gland of the base of crab's antenna has the ability to stand or walk. However, during the initial stages of exoskeleton shedding, the crab may lose balance. And then, oh, that's interesting to know.
Yeah.
If you crack the fucking shell, the crab will lose balance.
What a fucking nerd.
My favorite part of this is that this is all recorded for Raph, so he hasn't missed out on anything.
I just say we got a really weird, like, personal
People
podcast for him.
appreciate knowing
Yeah.
about crab death.
Yeah, I think it's as important as the actual stuff that Orfamiel's doing this session. You know, I think it's
I agree.
as important that he hears all this kind of shit.
Almost more.
Yeah, this is actually just a weird way of me teaching you about marine biology, and I've wrapped it all up in a years long 40k campaign.
Them getting like whether or
Well,
not
consider
how to
me
know if
sold.
your hermit crab is dying. I honestly just crabs are crustaceans; they're not spiders.
Yeah,
right. Like as far and if you see a dead crab like on the beach and stuff, their legs aren't curled in.
I think
all just
they've
kind of
got an
floppy.
exoskeleton, so like there's no like
And it's pretty
relief
heavy
tension.
too.
Yeah.
So I think it just flops around in the waves, if anything.
On the other hand, this is a giant spider crab based on the fucking fake 40k physics. But yes, I will adhere to crab law. I won't adhere to starship travel.
I'm just saying that's my guess.
No, I'm
I
fully in
don't know
support of
where
that.
to ask for a legit answer.
Hello, Mr. Crab. Yes, I've got one. Cool. Are we ready to continue then in this?
So I have just realised, because we started a little bit late, because I didn't think we were doing Dark Heresy today because Ralph wasn't coming. I have an appointment at 12:30, which is an hour and 40 minutes away.
Okay.
Which means that next time we take a break, in about like 45 minutes, I'm gonna have a quick shower, and then I might be mobile for the last little bit of the session while I drive into the city.
That is
to
absolutely
go
fine.
to this appointment.
Yeah, that's no worries.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. In that case, let's crack on. So yeah, you guys start heading back towards the where this beacon was. I'm going to say that you use up one of the repair kits to patch this hole properly in Taurus suit. After several hours travel, something trips your sonar. Nestled within an underground crevice is a collection of buildings jutting from the ocean's bed like stalagmites, constructed from a dull black metal. The size of them is hard to judge, but some jut like skyscrapers, others no bigger than a modest hat block. All of them seem half buried in the ocean's darkness. Until a row of tiny green lights spring up, fist-sized crystals shining a sickly green light before fading. Tora, your crystal that you own lights up in unison.
Uh-oh.
You also notice an Imperial ship crashed into part of this structure. The ship is pretty big. It's clearly as big as some of the largest fishing trawlers back in Skarbin's docks, but it doesn't seem to be much left of it. Now, clearly, you need to find a way into the structure in order to deploy the vid cameras. Having a quick look around, the most obvious way in seems to be a glowing slit in the largest of buildings, a pyramid structure right in the middle. Let me move on to this. There we go. Can you guys see any text on this image?
No.
Perfect. I've got the layers working then. Cool. So yeah, obviously central pyramid is here with a slit in the bottom corner of it. So you are about to approach a tomb, inactive, according to Lane's intel. What rooms are you going to try and place a vid camera in? What do you think would be the best rooms to get evidence for?
We need. Is there a clear entrance? Is there something that looks a bit more like an entrance?
So actually looking closer at the central pyramid, there does appear to have once been like a hall coming from the southern end of it, but it's long since collapsed into rubble. And this slit in the side of it appears to be the kind of remnant of this almost. Like this was once a gate set far back in a hall, but the hall is now no longer there, so it's just a gate exposed to the ocean.
I would say the entrance, or most obvious entrance, and then any sort of storage or obvious technology that we see, any room with that in it.
Cool.
Or even, I don't know how Necrons work, whether or not
No one knows.
You know, they have coffins. They come out like fucking vampires, or they just hang.
They're
on
actually
the walls.
they're like Jack in the Boxes.
Yeah.
I'm
That
saying,
bit
like,
spring.
would we find exposed Necrons?
You.
Well, I guess if we do, that's a room to put cameras in.
Yeah. It's so you know that generally, from what Lane's been able to gather, tomb worlds or tomb constructs are, till the Necrons really activate, they're mostly going to be manned by constructs. There will be very few Necrons actually awake inside of them. However, there is the potential of them being awoken if there are intruders that are spotted.
Yeah, like this big ass ship crashed into it.
That does seem to be
Possibly
clear.
could have
Yeah.
woken them. But yeah, definitely the entrance.
Okay.
You would
Cool.
have to enter there, so.
Samuel moves the submarine a little bit closer. Now, looking at it, I'm just going to tell you this. There's no way of doing this in a story-driven narrative way. This entrance, there does appear that it is an oxygenated environment on the inside. You're able to travel in there without a suit. However, it will take you some time to get in there. Well, put a suit on, go in there, take the suit off, get the suit wheeled back, put the next person in, and yada yada. Do that for all of you. Would you like Orfamiel to come with you or stay in the sub?
I would imagine he would want to come.
I think he would too.
I do
So-
too.
I'm going to say it would take about an hour, but you guys are able to emerge into the central.
Well, is BGZ coming, or is he going
Uh,
to make sure the ship stays in place?
That's a question. What would you like him to do?
It was really weird. There was actually a thing of chicken feed, a chicken, and a fox that we had to get.
I was wondering where you're going
But we
with
couldn't.
that.
Yeah.
But we couldn't leave the fox with the chicken or the chicken
Yeah.
with the seed.
I feel like, okay, if VGZ is capable of keeping it in place,
I think BGZ is capable of like keeping the submarine there.
I would ask him, I was like, unless you desire to come in, I would like you to make sure this stays in place for us, but we will be in communication, and if something does go bad, you're welcome to jump in and help.
Just for Raph, BGZ is saying, I shall remain in submersible, remain in contact. Ave Omnisci, he says, as he shoves you out of the fucking
Yeah, I
moon
mean,
ball.
like, he's the NPC, right? We gotta let
Long-
the NPC stay back,
Hmm.
kind of
Long
thing,
live
because the
the king.
players need
Yeah.
to go do stuff.
Long live the king.
Technically, again, if I wanted to be 100% realistic, Amelia would probably just stay back.
Yeah, and run like she's staying.
But
in
I
the
feel
van,
like
basically.
it's very necessary for us all to go. Like, this is kind of
Okay.
our thing,
Cool. Hello and welcome to the tomb. I'm going to move you guys in. Lathar, we got Tora, and we've got Amelia. Now, there are a series of rooms. I will give a description on each room. On this level of the tomb, you can go back to the main surface map because that's basically what you remember from.
Are
as
we
you
supposed to
came
be
in.
on a different map?
Let me move you guys to the correct
Yeah,
map. Here we go.
we see.
Thank you, guys.
good.
Glad Raph didn't see that. That'd be very embarrassing. So, the central pyramid. After you're all out of the diving suits, this room is an opulent display of ancient pride. Fashioned from a dark black material and pulsating with green energy, this colossal pyramid stretches up to a sharply tapering point. The walls are inscribed with hundreds of thousands of shifting Necron runes, but what catches your eye is the massive statue, easily the size of a warhound titan. One cold hand grips a huge staff and the other lifts an orb to the sky. The eyes, though expressionless, radiate menace looking down at you. The statue is flanked by two smaller, though no less imposing, displays of Necron warriors, bearing large shields and axes. They are either side of a staircase which juts down. There are also corridors to the west and the east of you.
I'm thinking,
Well-
obviously taking everything in, but like camera.
Yeah, camera hidden in here.
Okay. Remember, you've only got 4 of these.
Right.
So,
Well, 3, because Tora's going to start his e-girl career with one
of
of them.
course, if the Inquisition stuff doesn't work out, eh?
If the Inquisition stuff doesn't work out. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to rip a dog in half. Like, favorite, and subscribe. Hit that bell and I'll hit that
I'm
dog.
just giving its direction of view that
Okay.
I would intend as well.
Perfect. Where would you like to go next? So you've got the stairs and the corridor to the right and the corridor to the left.
Well, you always go right. You follow the right
Well,
wall.
the right is to the crash ship.
Oh.
So
If there's fuckery
Amelia's
afoot,
already got like an external map like pulled up that she's created from looking at stuff. It's like to the left we've got more to explore. To the right is where it's partially broken.
we assume the tech priest is going to be looking for the juicy stuff, and the juicy stuff further down. So I think we go down the stairs.
I don't even want to be here in the first place. Let's. I hate to say
Speaking of
this,
as
and
well,
it's
I'm
not
gonna-
going to have
I'm
a
gonna
lot.
s- I'm going to switch to
But
the
Tora's right.
pinging
Let's-
there sonar.
Okay.
Get a glimpse of the room. So
Yeah.
if there's anything invisible,
There does not appear to be anything invisible, and the pinging is very noisy. It does seem to go up quite tall, though. Yeah. But there doesn't appear to be anything else in this room other than these statues.
well, yeah, I didn't expect. I'm just saying, just for reference. Let it be said now.
Yeah.
So I doubt thermal would matter too much, but who knows? Yeah, down seems like a good idea.
Okay, perfect. So you guys head down. I'm just going to quickly move the map. Welcome to the dungeon crawler.
Welcome to the House of Fun.
Exactly. So let me just scroll.
I think a bunch of Necrons would have installed an elevator.
So the stairs down.
The elevators
have-
weren't invented then.
No, it's a modern invention by the Imperium of Man. So the
No,
stairs
Kevin
down.
Elevator himself did it.
It's the ancient tech priest. The stairs down have doubled back on themselves, and you find yourself in a period that looks much the same, save for the absence of imposing statues. There are 2 corridors split off from the room, east and west, both sealed by doors.
We go right, which is left.
Okay.
Right.
Cool.
Correct.
Lovely.
It's going to get confusing.
I don't actually have a map for this room, so I'm just going to move you back to this one. It's basically a big fuck-off hall. So this wide hall is empty, but when you step foot in it... Oh my god, guys. Oh, hang on. Dry January's over. I'll get a drink. Be right back.
What do you mean? It's
Necrons were detected.
it's 11 a.m. Oh yeah, it's the Necron alarm.
The Necron alarm. Oh, delicious. Oh,
That's terrible.
Lane's back on the crest, cracking open the cold one.
Oh god, there's a nuke on the farm.
Oh, that's the taste I've
Nuke
missed
on
since
the
the end of December. Delicious. Oh, as I was saying, when you step foot in it, suddenly this hall springs to life. Holograms of huge crescent-shaped ships moving with such grace and life, it is as if you are watching a recording. They play out a colossal space battle. Tiny crescent-shaped ships darting around above your heads, fighting against some sleek barges that remind you of the Xenos ones that attacked Laris Station. Towards the end of the hall is another corridor, heading north.
These sleek ships being like Aldari.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now there's all this tech heresy and all this kind of crap, but recording observations is not heresy, is it?
That is correct.
Okay.
Well, depends on your sect of the Martian
It
Creed.
depends on how much you've annoyed someone.
Yeah,
I haven't heard our
basically.
family chirp up about it yet, so
He's gritting his teeth.
For him, everything's heresy.
Everything's the heresy, yeah.
Yeah.
You take a few snaps for Lane.
Yeah,
Trips to your holiday adventure.
interesting. I don't know if it's useful.
A
I'm
beach
not
holiday.
tampering with anything
No.
though. I'm just observing.
Cool. Would you like to go back the way you came, or go back through? Continue
further onward.
Perfect.
This feels like indoctrination.
You
How?
reach.
I'm just gonna let you go. Go ahead.
Oh dear.
You look so like shamed.
So-
Raph can't see you in your little box there.
So this room is absolutely massive. There is an eerie stillness to this room, and a good foot of the ground is wreathed in a pale green mist. Lining the walls are row upon row of coffin-like structures, thick green wires running to each. The coffins are modestly decorated with some sort of Necron symbol you do not recognize. You guess there must be over 1,000 of them, and you get the terrible sense you are being watched. Halfway through the hall, there are some stairs heading towards the north, with another huge statue of a Necron Lord standing before it. These stairs lead down towards deeper into the tomb.
These stairs go down.
These stairs go down. There's also a door at the end of the hallway leading off to the east.
Okay, well, this seems like a good camera room to me.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
There's no map
yeah,
for you guys, but I'll write it down.
Exactly.
So that is 2 cameras. One in central pyramid. Room level 0, and one in tomb pods.
I'm just gonna like caution everybody, like, let's not touch anything. We don't know what's gonna activate.
I don't want to even go in this room. I want to take a look around and see if there's anything in this room that, like, if there's a particular, like, I don't know.
What if you look at it wrong?
Well,
And it
oh God,
activates?
you're right.
Oh,
Oh,
I already feel like I'm being watched. I want to figure out where that source is. Where am I being watched from?
cool.
Did somebody else put a camera here already?
Evidence there.
Abiel's already there.
Ah.
Nerds.
The Necron behind you taps you on the shoulder and is like, yeah, camera's right over there.
Hey,
And
do you
you're
know where the
correct.
bathroom is?
Give me an awareness minus 20 roll, please.
I'd like to do the
Oops.
same, by the
Okay.
way. Definitely on the same page with that.
I'll roll for off, Amiel. Why not?
Oh,
You're still
fuck
here,
yeah.
right?
Perception or intelligence?
Awareness.
Right, but perception
Oh,
or
sorry.
intelligence
I'm
with awareness.
gonna say either. Yeah, fucking. Oh, so I was rolling as BGZ, but that was a Famuel. You failed with 5 degrees of success.
Minus 10, right? Or
his
minus
eyes
20?
aren't
Minus
real.
20.
Which means it.
Oh.
Oh,
Wait,
So,
what's
Lothar,
where's okay? I rolled a 60, but what was my target was 40, and I
Yeah.
can
Uh-huh.
reduce it by 10, right?
correct.
yes.
I'm just again.
It's a
I'm
confusing
just
way of
getting
laying it
used
out,
to
isn't
the
it?
new
Yeah.
picture. Yeah.
So, Lothar and Tora, you cannot locate a specific location. It's not like you can go, oh, that tomb over there, that was the one looking at me. But you get the feeling that the tomb itself is aware of your presence at this point. There is a bad vibe you're getting.
We should
Call
not
this
go
human
any further in here.
intuition.
How do you explain it, or do you just say we shouldn't go further?
Look, there's some times when you can't rely on your senses. When you're out in the field, this is one of them. Don't ask me how, but we should not step anywhere closer into this thing.
I do have a question, lore-wise, and that's another thing that like a tech priest like Amelia would know. There's machine spirits and all that sort of stuff, but they don't connect the Necron in any way to normal machines, do they?
No, however, it is possible to interface with some Necron technologies. It's not
That's
wise.
not what I want to do.
Okay, cool.
But I wanted to know if like there's that sense of like machine spirit or not. Like, as far as concerning them, or it's like, no, these are just evil, bad robots. They don't have spirits.
Yeah, these guys are without souls or machine spirits or families, love, care, the Emperor a lot of things.
But so
Family.
my point being that Lothar, you're not like, oh, the temple's watching us. You're just like, I really feel bad.
Yeah, like I
Okay.
genuinely I can't place my finger on it. I know this is not a good place to be, and this doesn't feel like my usual.
Well, these coffins are human or ish sized, right?
I'd
We
say
know
each
that
one's
Necron-
about 6 to 7 foot tall.
Yeah, I was just saying. I was like, well, yeah, this. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. So this is like this part of the lore where like I kind of know a bit, but
Yeah,
I'm not sure what I
but-
should know and shouldn't know.
sure.
Like, there are likely Necron in this room,
Yes, I think that'd be a fair assumption to make.
and we all, yeah. Oh, so you would prefer to double back?
Very much so.
I feel like there's the potential ahead as well. Like, what if we were? Oh my god, I'm gonna forget her name already.
Avila.
Avila. Jesus Christ.
Okay, so you've
If
got
we
two
were,
routes.
if we were Avila, would we stop here?
You know, honestly, I think the only one we could ask that might be BGC. And I
Fair,
don't
she
know
would
if
have
that's a
an
fair
army
thing for me
with
to say.
her, Potentially,
What's that?
he'd have an army with
From what
her.
you've seen of Avula's combat tactics, it seemed to be throw enough Scutari at it that there's no resistance, and then walk in and steal whatever you fucking can.
I don't think she's got enough for this. I don't even think that Houston would have enough for this.
We do have to catch her with enough as well. I don't know. I agree that it's bad, but I'm willing to, go take that one step forward as well.
So there's-
Tora, what do you think?
Tora is eyeing off these tombs. He's drawn both his knives, fully expecting that something
them.
is about.
Again,
To-
don't touch anything.
Tora
Don't have your
touches
knives
something.
touch us. Don't have your knives touch
touches each
anything either.
knife.
Tora
Together.
touches his tips together.
All three of them.
But,
All
yeah,
three of them.
what do you think? I'm of two
I-
minds.
Go on, sorry.
Yeah. Look, for the first time I think ever, I agree with logarithmic. We need to skedaddle. This is not good, is what it is.
Just something about, and it's not even a tech thing. I'm not like, I have friends who are. It's not like that. It doesn't feel like the Emperor is here.
The room feels
We should not
incredibly
walk
hostile
further.
to you. There's a real bad vibe emanating from the entire place. So there are three routes, including the route you came in through the hollow display room. There are some stairs that head down with the statue with the Necron Lord, and there is a hallway attached to the end of the tomb pod room.
Let's go down the hallway.
Like the way we came, or
No, Tora wants to move through this room as quickly as possible and get to the other side.
I'm
And-
staying on this side. I'm not
That's what
going.
I'm
Logo-
saying.
straight.
I'm willing to go one
Logo-
more room and see, but no
That's-
further. Is kind of what I'm
That's
saying.
the point. Tora says, "I agree with Logar," and then does the exact opposite thing. Logar.
That is fair. That is on brand.
Sometimes we need to take a risk.
You walk all the way to the end of the tomb pod room, and the door at the end automatically opens for you. There is all the hair on the back of your neck stands on end. There is a real sense of like hostility. Like this place is completely inimical to human life. However, the room you walk into, sorry, I just got a text from Sam saying, "I'm feeling them beans," which I assume means just farting a lot. Oh Christ, I love that woman. So yeah, as I was saying, the walls
He
here.
senses the Necrons as well.
Yeah, she's feeding them beans. So this next room The walls here are lined with all manner of foul Xenos weapons. There are cruel axe-bladed Gauss cannons, and that is the correct way to pronounce that. I'm pointing it out. It's Gauss, not Gauss. Yep. You fucking
Why?
German. It's a German word. It's Gauss, like Strauss.
Why are you racist?
I just hate them. So there's
Oh.
axe-bladed Gauss cannons. There are ceremonial scythes and huge cannons better suited to be mounted on vehicles. Many of the weapons seem to be missing parts. You theorize this must be some sort of workshop rather than a main weapon storage. In the center of the room is a long cannon-like weapon crackling with Xenos energy. It is huge, easily the size of a Lehman Russ tank, if not slightly longer. Two constructs tamper and maintain it. Huge mechanical creatures around the size of probably a small auto car. Small sparks fly from their mechanical mouths. They do not appear to have noticed you yet. And this is what the room looks like. So that big square in the middle is, well, for Raf's purposes, a Doomsday cannon, which is carried on the Doomsday arc. You guys are in the just emerged from the corridor
Monolith.
to the left. Let me just.
Yeah, I was just saying, I just gotta like, like gotta whispers like,
Yeah.
this is what she would be looking.
Well, I am hoping
Don't
you're
whisper
whispering that into your
anything, yeah.
microbead because
This
I
is-
did not follow you guys into that room. I am still down the hall.
I
Okay.
whisper that to whoever's near
So I'm
me,
gonna do.
and I'm also gonna be like,
Are you back in like the Tomb Pod room, or are you like?
I am literally a step before going into the Tomb Pod room.
Okay,
I
you've gone
have, I
back
have
to, like,
not
that
moved
corridor.
whatsoever.
Cool.
I was
I'm
just gonna
about
say, like,
I'm about
my
a
idea
las
would be
gun,
to, you know,
las rifle's distance
place
away.
the camera and
Yeah.
leave. That's
Pussy.
like right in the entrance, almost just sticking my hand through the door, like not really fully entering the room, seeing all that.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Oh, much nope.
Cool. Would you like to place a camera down?
Yeah.
Could you give me a stealth roll,
Oh god.
which I'm going to oppose with? Actually, no. This would be a sleight of hand roll. I think you're trying to put this up really quietly.
Ooh.
I'm going to oppose this with two of these tomb spiders who are going to try and have a look-see.
We are attempting to do it sneak. I mean, I don't know if it's too meta to be like, oh, you know, this person should do it because they got the bigger skill. You know what I mean?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, you've seen Tora unsuccessfully try and steal things from people already.
Hey.
This might be a chance for him to prove himself.
I do know he's a criminal and he's good at being sneaky, though. Even
This is
if
not
he
the
has
first hidden camera
skill.
Taurus placed. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, hey, hey.
Oh.
I don't like what you're implying. But the answer is no.
What's the penalties for having nothing in something?
Minus 20.
Which would already be
I
taken
could do
out.
a straight intelligence roll on this. I feel like I could justify intelligence, but that would be I would just have the 50 from intelligence and that's it.
It's a coin flip.
Yeah. Well, I'm 50 minus 20. So
Oh, right, yeah.
What do you got?
I've got sleight of hand. And it would be agility, yes?
Yeah, I'm going to say this is agility.
Then I have a 40 in that. So it's a 4 out of 10.
Well, it's more than that. Go with the minus 20.
No.
But you wouldn't
My
get the
skill.
minus 20.
I wouldn't get. No, yeah. So but my agility is 40. My agility is max, but that just means I have a 4 out of 10 chance of doing it.
The first level in the skill just
You don't
removes the
have any
minus 20 penalty.
slight. Oh,
I
okay.
do. I have it. I have a point in the skill, but.
Oh, I am saying too, though. Like I'm thinking of like right in the entrance. Like we don't even have to be in the room to like place it, kind of thing.
Cool.
I guess this is the problem too. Is like there's almost like meta knowledge that they're looking or potentially looking. So it's basically a.
I don't know if it'd be meta because they're clearly going to be observing. and
They,
you guys
they
have
seem to
we've
be
already.
focusing. They seem to be
Focusing on the
focusing on this
work.
large cannon, but you are kind of in eyeshot of one of them.
Hey, Raph, what's your sleight of hand?
Hey,
I
nicely
mean,
you
I
fucking
doubt he
hand me.
has.
Let me have a fucking look at you. See?
Hey,
Yeah.
fuckers, take
Yeah.
this.
Nice
Throw
of
the
you,
camera
huh?
at one of them.
Yeah, here's my sleight of hand. He just fucking walks up and bashes someone.
Hang on. Oh, since Raf's not here, let me just do a quick roll for him. Yeah, that was a failed demonology roll, which means they could be demons. I just thought I'd do that for you, Raf, seeing as you're not here with us. So
It could be.
his sleight of hand, he does not have sleight of
We
hand.
basically have a 30 or a 40 chance to try this with a reroll of fate.
Is your sleight of why do you get a 50? Why you're at 50 with sleight of
If
hand?
I can justify using intelligence, then I get a -20 to my 50 of intelligence.
I think you could probably analyze the quietest way to do this. You know.
I have a
What
flow
if-
chart.
What if can
Can we buff each
we
other? Yeah.
can we roll to assist each other?
Yeah, I'm going to say you two can work together. And what I'm going to say is you can add half the degrees of success from one person onto the other.
Okay.
And it would make most sense for me to add to you, I think.
Yeah.
If we have to decide beforehand, obviously, otherwise we'll just take the best. Warwick. Do we have to
sorry.
decide who's adding on
No,
beforehand?
just take the best.
Okay. You want to try it?
Go ahead, and I'll oppose it with perception. Nice.
No, he adds nothing, but
He
I
adds
get
nothing. So I think Tora's about to fuck it up, and then you walk in there. So, basically, amount of degrees of success. Damn, they only just passed that, but you get 3 degrees of success, which I'm gonna say.
They got 25, whereas I got 5, so I beat their perception. Yeah.
Wrath for
Yes.
you. The rolls were 54 for
Yes.
for fucking Dora. Amelia's was a 5, and then Warwick rolled a 25.
Which is their perception. So they rolled bang on, which is a pass, but only just. So I'm going to say you place these silently. However, I'm going to say this one
Intruder detected.
does spot you, and actually, I've put them on the map and background section. I need to move those to the token layer. Let's go token layer. There we go. Now I can actually move them with you guys. And I'm going to say this one has spotted you. It is not hostile immediately, but it appears to be moving closer to you to do some kind of scan. You imagine one of its eyes is glowing. You're right. Okay. I love you. Good night.
The beans.
I'm just trying to think if there's. Obviously, we need to leave, but I'm just.
That's a good assumption there, isn't it?
No, but I'm wondering if there's any sort of thing I could do. Action.
Roll demonology again to see if it's a demon. It's getting
Throw
closer.
a web grenade at it and alert everything.
Oh, just walk away. It hasn't scanned you yet.
Yeah, does the scan hurt?
You're not close enough to be scanned yet.
Okay. Go, I just
Like
say. I'm not gonna book it in like super run because I think that could potentially alert things too, but like
You're
fast
politely
walk.
walking away. Yeah. Thanks.
Fast
Have a good one.
walking.
You say as you leave.
I'm a figment of your imagination, robot.
Yeah. Perfect. I think you walk back into the tomb pod room, hastily, though not.
What about Tora?
Tora sneakity follows.
Cool.
Thank God you didn't think it was a dog.
It doesn't.
Working on a giant cannon.
They float heresy.
So
This cannon's about half as thick as my dick.
So as you're coming through the tomb pod room, you've realised that the spider is following you.
Tora picks up the pace.
Okay.
Lothar, we gotta go.
I'm watching you guys walk, and I'm watching that thing, and I am gone.
Cool. Everyone make an agility roll for me, please. Or athletics?
There's acrobatics.
Sorry, athletics.
It'd be athletics with wait. athletics with strength or toughness?
I'm gonna say either of these.
Why does it not have agility though?
That'd be
Because
acrobatics.
agility's for acrobatics.
It's just weird.
Sorry,
but
Orfano
how does
actually
toughness-
fails his. So I'm
How
gonna
does
use
toughness
one of his
factor
fate points to
in?
reroll this bad boy.
I'll pass it. I don't know if you can't for that.
Like, I'm gonna use
So he
toughness because
passes.
it's better, right? But I don't see how
I
that makes
passed.
any sense.
Cool. I think it's more for like enduring long runs and that kind of thing.
Oh god.
Okay, so Emilia
No,
and
no, reroll.
Okay. Cool, that's a pass.
Okay, I only have
are you
one more
going to
reroll.
re-roll that, Tora?
Am I going to re-roll that?
Yeah, you failed your athletics.
Yeah. Do I have my fate? Oh, actually, do I
Your
have my
fate is
fate
replenished
points
at the
back?
start of each session.
Yep. Cool. So yes.
Unless I say otherwise, because like if we cut a session short, I don't want you to get them back in combat because that's dumb.
I do. I will re-roll that.
Perfect. Re-roll that for me.
And I'll pop
Failure.
another. I'll pop
Nope.
another fate.
You cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
double
yeah, you
fate.
can't. Even
Can't
though I'm
re-roll
using
a
it for a
re-roll.
different one.
What do you mean for a different one?
But I used a fate point to re-roll, but I didn't use a fate point to add 10.
It would be like trying.
No, because you can either re-roll
Yeah,
or subtract
yeah.
10. It's not.
Oh.
You can't just cycle through.
Double check what your class roll is though. Like for me, if I fail at healing, I can just auto succeed equal to my intelligence bonus instead.
No,
As a Trojan.
my fate is it's perception based.
Cool.
Perceive your failure.
You
and-
absolutely do.
I see. I'm falling.
Tora, I'm
this
afraid-
means someone's gonna have to help him.
I've twisted my ankle.
You have tripped, you have fallen, and the tomb spider is approaching. It is getting ready to scan you. If someone does not do something immediately, this thing will scan you.
Tora, grappling hook.
Oh! Yeah, Tora whips out the grappling hook and fires it towards the
The room
towards
full of
the
Necron
door.
Tomb
Rasp. Towards Rasp.
Where are you firing this?
I'm firing
Fire
it
at
up the
Orfano.
I'm firing it up the hallway, up the hallway at the door, like towards where the others have ran and left me behind.
Okay.
Okay, here's my. Okay, can I ready an action here?
Yeah, go
Because
on.
I'm the one that said for him to fire.
Mm.
So I like know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
If I see that he's not aiming at one of us, I want to like intercept and just take it because, as I said before, don't touch anything. I don't want a grappling hook chunking into the wall and causing a problem or anything. I'm
Where are
worried about
you-
activating the tomb.
Where are you aiming this?
He said
I'm-
up the hall.
I'm aiming it up the hallway.
And I'm
Okay.
just
Like, so
saying,
the
like,
other-
I want
The other,
to
so
interrupt
what
his action if possible.
what I'm assuming is they're running ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, through the hallway, and I've tripped. And Amelia goes, "Use the grappling hook." So I whip out my grappling hook and I'm firing it up the hallway towards them.
Okay, as in like onto the floor to pull yourself up.
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I thought you meant like vertically into the ceiling.
Oh no! Towards the door that we're trying to get away from.
Okay.
So between them. So make a shot.
My worry is
I'm
like,
going to say you don't
doing any
yeah.
damage to this thing could do something though.
It would wake up all the things. I had a weird thought. We might actually still be okay, even if he fails this grappling hook thing, because you still have that sliver of basically Necron, right?
Ah.
So if he scans you anyway, it might still pick up.
Yeah. What happened? It's like the scene from The Incredibles
Yeah.
when he hides. But
Where
when
you
the
drop
scan,
that
I'm
shit
just gonna
before it just
stick
something.
the crystal in front of his scanner. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
I think you
You're,
So
fire
I-
the grappling hook, but then
grappling
you
I,
first.
think.
I fire at the I pull out the grapple and I fire it.
Okay.
I'm
One
just,
You
smooth
kill a
motion.
warrior.
Do I?
all I'm saying
technically
is
it's a
I'm just
tool.
not-
I'm going to say you don't have to roll for it. I'm going to say it grapples into the ground, but you're still not moving at quite a fast pace because again, it's not like an instant whoop. It will drag you painfully along the floor as it did with the sand
But
previously.
the rope, but the rope is like it's the grappling hook has gone past where they are, so
Yes.
Yeah, we'll be able to heave it.
they can grab the rope and heave.
Yes, absolutely. I think I think they'll together
Mhm.
quickly grab it, pull it, and pull you to your feet and allow you to fucking run. The tomb spider is still following you, but you have managed to catch up with the group with your great speed. It is kind of keeping pace to you. It seems to be hovering rather than walking, so it's actually able to keep up a good speed. I think you reach the end of the tomb pods. You guys are panting. You find yourself back in the hollow display room. Where would you like to go now? Remember, you've got from
Wait,
here.
did it stop?
No, it still seems to be coming to you towards like down the tomb pods.
We put down 3 cameras. I feel like we put 2 of them. Actually, I think we put all 3 of them in good spots.
I think we cut our losses and get the fuck out of here,
Yeah.
boys.
I would agree. We don't need to put down all the cameras.
Go.
Cool.
Alright, Taurus Twitch career starting soon.
This is going to be so fucked up when we eventually get, hopefully, to the Inquisitorium, or I can't remember the name of the place.
Inquisitorium.
And
Yeah, that's it.
it's just not right. And then we're like, behold, we have evidence, and then it's you with your dick out, like killing a dog.
Cool. I think you run through the hollow display room. As you're going into the central pyramid -1 room, which means it's on sublevel 1. I think as you're running and you start heading towards the stairs, you start to see a green glow coming from the stairs from up above, from the central pyramid where you guys came down from. There appears to be something else coming down the stairs towards you.
Okay, fuck. We gotta go the broken way.
Yeah, that might be the only way to do it.
But then we don't have suits.
You're currently under the surface of the seafloor.
Right, but if you go back to the main map, there's the part that's broken by a ship. That's gotta have
true.
water coming in.
That is true. However, that is on the surface. You are subsurface.
Oh.
Yeah, we're not at the top
okay,
yet.
never
You're on
mind
level
then.
-1 right now.
So we have to fucking see what's coming, I guess. I don't know. Where do we go?
Let's go down where the hall is, where the broken ship is at, I think.
Oh, no, he said that's way
That's on the
above.
whole floor above you.
Oh, it wouldn't have gone through?
Doesn't appear to be.
Well, we did go down a whole entire floor.
Yeah.
So
That's
unless we go that direction and then find stairs up that way.
potentially. Oh, there is.
We might have to do
Unfortunately,
a
back the way we came,
workaround.
there was a set. Oh, no, it was a set stairs down, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
okay, so, right. I guess let's go to the right then, right? And like
Cool.
see if there's, because it might be another tomb spider coming down the stairs towards us.
So you very quickly open the door to the right if you can start going down that corridor. Eventually, you find yourself in a strange room. It's very, very tall. I'd say similar in height to the original pyramid that you entered in. It's lit only by a central glowing crystal, providing a sickly, flickering light to the room around you. There is the unmistakable stench of rotting flesh surrounding you, scratching the backs of your throats. In the flickering light, you see great tapestries twisted above you, hanging over racks upon racks of crystals. Each of these racks has a small female portal for interfacing with. The tapestries are too far away to...
Like the inner port.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you would plug a USB into it. The
Like the
tapestries
USB that you plug in is the male end, and the port it
I
goes into is
understand. It's just when I heard
It's sex, Trock. It's sex.
There's a bunch of vaginas hanging on the wall.
vaginas. Big old Necron flappers all around it.
Gross.
So these great tapestries are twisted in the darkness above you, hanging over racks upon racks of crystals. The tapestries are too far away to recognize the material, but it appears to be some sort of pale leather. As you approach the crystal in the center of the room, could you all make an awareness test for me, please?
There are no bodies visible, though?
Does not appear to be any visible bodies that you can see.
It
You have come up
smells like
this
okay.
here. You come up this corridor here, and you're currently in the center.
2 degrees of success.
Hey.
Toro goes, great, like classic film.
I
Great success.
would like to reroll not using fate because I want to say, Warwick, I love you. Also, I've got divination, which prevents me from being surprised, so I can reroll field awareness. Can I do that?
Yes, I will permit you to do that in this case.
All right. Understandable. Have a good day.
Okay.
There we go.
The meme I was gonna make for this, since you mentioned it, Og, was I was gonna make, you know, the understandable "Have a good day" and like the ice cream machine broke. What I was gonna
Yeah.
do was quite a deep cut. It was gonna be a servitor saying to Amelia, "Toxic waste machine, please," and Amelia saying, "Toxic waste machine, scheduled maintenance," and the servitor then saying, "Incomprehensible, mind lock." And but I couldn't find a fucking empty template that didn't leave me doing some stupid shit in Photoshop.
You're
so I
talking
decided not
about
to.
the heist.
Yeah, you just say, yeah, it's broken, and then just going, I don't understand.
Okay,
Um,
the actual heist pre-planned rather than rush in and smash and grab.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Crazy
a
Hunter did that.
jewelleroo.
Cool.
He busted a jewelry.
Those of you who have passed the awareness test,
Everyone.
everyone, perfect. So proud of you guys.
Well,
you
actually,
hear the
you didn't
sound.
roll
Next
for
step.
Rav, but
I'll roll for Raph. Actually, fuck it, you guys tell him.
Raph,
Tap on his shoulder. Go,
you did it.
So, you hear the sound of something metallic scraping against stone. Then the sound builds, seemingly coming from all around you.
Oh my god.
You hear something shatter, a crystal falling from a shelf far above you. And as you turn to follow the noise, the crystal in the center of the room goes out, leaving your stab lights the only thing illuminating the bloody scene. Please roll for initiative.
Wait.
Hello. Sonar, okay. You see two contacts.
Bogies.
Well, I think to be fair about how my sonar works is that it creates a vision like Daredevil sort of thing, except because it's eye based, it's still wherever I'm looking.
That's fair. My pencil's just broken. Let me just grab another one.
Who uses a
likely
fucking
story.
pencil?
Well, I'm out
You
of pen.
fucking
Sam's
nerd.
tidied up in the living room or dining room. That's where I am. Yeah. And so all the things that I'd usually grab for Dark Heresy are now missing because she hates me. Perfect. Hello, everyone.
Two
Hello.
shapes.
You see two
About
shapes. I'm going to
8
say
feet
there is.
tall?
I could say about 8 feet. No, let's say actually. I'm going to say these are about 5 feet tall.
Oh, some Lothars.
I'm going to say one Lothar tall. I'm going to say you see one shape over here, and then another one seems to be over here. However, it's still in darkness. You cannot properly see it.
I'm going to say, there's two figures. I'll let people know what I'm seeing. In that sense.
Perfect. Let's roll that initiative, boys.
How do I do that again?
That's a good question, isn't it?
Isn't it just agility?
It's 1d10 plus our agility modifier.
That is
so
completely accurate. Thank you.
I see. I was going to say, isn't there a agility?
The button doesn't
doesn't
work.
let you-
It's tied to it's tied to your.
Oh, your token.
Yeah. Oh, Media's going last.
My agility modifier.
This is not. Oh, that's not what I meant to do.
Oh.
Oh
My
shit, he rolled a
agility is
97.
45,
He's definitely
so
going
my
first.
modifier is 4, correct?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I have a 5.
Cool.
I forgot to add plus 5. Yeah.
I'm gonna roll for Raph as well. How long till you need to go?
In about 10 minutes, I'm probably gonna have to just jump in the shower and just get
Okay.
ready for like 5-6 minutes.
Okay.
And then I'll be able.
audio do it.
Yeah, we can do it. We can do it
Great.
via the audios.
Perfect.
But I'll just be driving in.
That's absolutely fine.
I want to guess though. Are these the? I only really know it from the RTS. Are these the like flesh guys? Are these,
The flayed
the
ones?
Yeah, that wear the flesh of things on top.
That's a
of
really
them?
great idea, Trock. If only someone would fucking DM that. Yeah.
I
Perhaps.
just
Yeah.
wanted to pre-guess. You don't
No,
have to
no,
answer.
it's a good.
Yeah.
I like this. It's like when I mention obscure lore and Og goes, "Oh no, I know what
Because
this is."
I'll
but
tell you
Tora
why
doesn't know
I'm
it because he's
thinking
fucking idiot.
We smell
Yeah.
the smell of the dead, right? We smell dead bodies, and there's this tapestry. But you mentioned something weird about it. I already forgot exactly how you
It looks
worded
like some
it.
kind of leather.
Exactly, leather, aka skin. that's my.
You are very observant,
You are
Trock.
very right. This is going to be scary.
Secret of shit in himself.
Oh no, this is the worst. It's literally Hey, you're the long range guy,
your
right?
flesh
Get ready to
things have
fist
been
fight something with
delivered.
knives for hands.
So Amelia's last. That was.
Now, why do they do that? What's the point of them
So,
putting
lore-wise,
skin on them
they
when they
were-
don't really hide themselves?
It's a curse that was bestowed upon them by Catan. So they constantly. It's like a virus that spreads throughout some Necron dynasties, where they reject their own bodies and constantly try and skin people and wear their flesh, and also have an insatiable hunger for flesh. Obviously, they can't eat because they're robots, so they can't actually process anything. So they're always hungry.
This kind of
But they're
craving
not
that they
trying
can't.
to like
Yeah.
pretend to be people because they're just wearing like the ripped up flesh.
No, they it's the curse of flesh.
Yes.
Like they getting fleshy with it.
Yeah.
Also, ignoring the meta out of character
Totally,
stuff there. Is this all meant to be books like it looks
Those
like? What
no,
is this
sorry, they
meant to
are. I
be?
couldn't find stacks of Necron crystals. Annoyingly, they are representations of stacks upon stacks with these pale green crystals. These
Oh wait,
things
so these
go
are
up.
pillars going up,
Yes.
not sideways.
No, these are vertical pillars. Oh yeah. It's not a perspective thing. This is a bird's eye view. So like they are above your heads, very far
but
above.
so is this like an entire? It's hard because from here
Yeah.
to here exists as an entire wall.
Yeah. However, it is kind of transparent. You can shoot through it. However, they will get some bonus from cover.
Okay.
Cool. So I said 2 contacts. I'm just going to drop these down. There's one. And there was the other one. Cool. These guys are going to go first. I'm going to have this guy who is going to run here. This guy who is going to run here. Could I get everyone making a fear test, please? Because these guys are all visible to you.
Never done one before.
Yes, you have. The fear test is a.
We have done them. I just don't remember
Yeah.
what it is.
So it's a willpower test, and in this case, it's a willpower test -10.
Doesn't Wrath have something against fear?
Basically, he's immune to fear, so I'm not going to roll for him.
Well, you gotta roll if it's demons, though.
Fucking hell.
I
Oh
fucking
my
crit
God.
that shit.
Cool.
I've seen it before.
Immediately, you failed it. However, fucking Tora and Lothar are
I'll
ready
just say because I have 2 sanity points.
So I cunningly did this. You have 39. Once you get 40, you'll be immune to fear of this level.
No, wait.
39. You're 1 away from getting fucked.
So how?
I thought I was 2 away from getting fucked. Or did you give me?
Not
Did I get it?
anymore.
Did I get an insanity point for something dumb I did? I think
you
I
don't.
did.
That time when the kid tapped the line, that
was
fucking
it. That
scared the
ruined you.
shit out of
No,
me.
you were. I always put you as 1 away.
Oh, I thought in my head I was 2 away, and then
Afraid not. Cool. Emilia, could you? Oh, that's 5 degrees of failure. That's not good. Could you roll for me 1d100?
Don't give me a heart attack, though.
It's impossible for you to get a heart attack with only 5 degrees of failure.
Oh, wait.
You need at least 8.
Oh, 100, right? There we go.
Yeah, 27. Cool. Plus 10 for every degree of failure after the first on the fear test. So
77.
4. Oh no, it's only 4. So it goes up to 67.
67.
Cool. The character is frozen by terror. He or she can take no actions until he recovers himself, which is basically a willpower test.
Oh, I've had that before.
Yeah. After snapping out of it, you will take all tests with a -10 penalty for the rest of the encounter. Let me describe what these things look to you.
I guess Amelia sees on the sonar 2 things come, and then
Yeah,
suddenly they appear, and it's like, oh.
These things are sprinting at you on all 4s. There is something
User
foul
entered your channel.
charging at you from the darkness. I think that is. Oh, there he goes. There is something foul charging at you from the darkness, and you only have seconds to take it in. A creature the size of a man, metallic skin dripping with thick blood, scraps of flesh clinging to its bloody form. It runs at you, hunched, maddened hands transformed into razor-sharp claws that reach out for your skin. First up is Lothar.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, I
Right.
would have gotten last anyway because of the fear thing.
That is true.
So,
Out of fear, I would immediately pull out the long las and just fire. There's no way I'm not gonna do that. Right. Fair to say this is no aim?
This is a no aim. Oh, actually, no. I'll give you half aim because you're kind of around
To be
scanning.
fair, I warned you that there
Okay.
were two things coming
Yeah.
before I got scared.
I think you had your gun up ready. You weren't specifically aiming at this guy, but you were scanning the surroundings. That's the reason
Gotcha.
you weren't surprised.
Now, this is a long las that's got a range of 150 meters. Would this be considered point blank range for a long las?
No, this would be considered short
Fuck.
range. However,
Okay.
I will
So
say
much for
that you don't have to fuck around with the scope or anything because, like, you're aiming down the iron sights that are underneath it.
Got it. Okay. Then damage. That is
Not
awful.
much.
That is the lowest I could have shot it for,
That
but that's
is the lowest
okay.
you could
But
have
at
shot
least
it
you
at.
hit.
That is true.
True.
They probably have higher armor than that, though.
I can guarantee
That's a
fucking
bold
you.
You burn
fucking.
the skin off.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what you do. You zap the skin off one of them, but he's still coming at you dripping.
Ooh, the
with
smell
blood.
of burnt flesh.
Oh, I cooked one.
Oh, spicy that one.
Wagyu beef.
Oh yeah, I just remember the armor value of these guys. Cool. That's fun. Next up then is Tora. What are we doing?
Tora is going to advance upon them. No, can I charge at them?
I'm
Be-
gonna say yeah. As the open, right? Here's how I do
Give me
charge. You
just
can
a
do
second.
it as the opening move of combat, but you can't just string charge into charge into charge.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you
But
have
what
a
if I'm
horse.
charging against people on the other sides of the room, Warwick?
Doesn't matter. It's for the impetus of the first blow in combat. That's what I'm doing it for.
Only the first blow in combat, so it's like a sneak attack.
Yeah, consider it that. Like, it charge for me is more of like a sudden shock thing that you can use to take a room by
I feel like
force.
that makes sense unless there's good reason why it would happen another point in time.
I want jet boots so I can just jet boot about charging
Once
into
you're
people like that.
once you're embroiled in the melee, it's quite hard to suddenly disengage and charge back in again.
Yeah.
This just
Would
spawns
you
being
would you be
afraid.
okay to roll for me, Warwick? Just because
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm mobile now.
It's absolutely
Being
fine.
afraid again just once again proves to me how much Amelia doesn't need to be in combat.
Yeah.
I think you've got a decent willpower. You're just very unlucky. So you want to charge in, and I take melee the closest flayed one.
Yeah.
This guy's going melee with flayed ones. You're absolutely fucking mad, man.
But I'm just gonna say, like, as I wanted to play the character, plus having been afraid and all this sort of stuff and whatnot, like her withdrawing from combat and observing it from above and aiding people, I think the combat has shaped her to want that as well.
Yeah, I think it's very valid. Which machete? Are you
What's his?
using? Shall I just
I'm using. I'm using the one. Well, they're both custom grip.
Oh, that is true. And I'll be honest with you, Detox Dispenser isn't going to do anything against these guys.
I had a sneaking suspicion it wouldn't.
Yeah. Cool. This is charge attack. And we're going to see if you hit. Fuck yes, you hit with 7 additional degrees of success.
Jesus. Oh, no, maybe I didn't take that feat. No, no, that's the lightning attack, isn't it? Oh,
Yes. Cool. Damage.
I need to look into some of those special abilities.
There's some cool traits. You do
yeah.
7 damage with 2 rending. What does
I was
this
gonna
look
say,
like?
does my disarm? Or is my disarm thing when I have over 3? Oh no, that's an
I
opposed.
can't imagine you disarming
weapon.
something that
That's
every finger's a fucking knife.
These
Yeah,
things
that's an
count as
open.
having natural weapons, so unfortunately, you can't disarm them.
I chop its hand off and I use its hand to kill the other one.
That would have to be like an aimed attack, right? Like a specific targeting attack.
Yeah, there's some feats that you can do some cool disarm stuff in. Like power weapons, you can break someone else's weapon, which is pretty cool.
Well, and I have a trait called disarm.
Yes.
That allows me to make an opposed weapon skill.
Doesn't mean you take
test.
their arms off, though.
Well, yeah, but if their weapons are arms.
No, I don't.
It doesn't mean you can swing against a battleship and remove the fucking macro cannons. That's not how that works.
So yeah. I like to think that like Tora is sort of positioning himself. So if the other flayed one comes towards him, he's got.
I'd like to say
a
as
body
well,
in the way.
For reference, with Amelia being scared, she probably would have like screamed and obviously like covered herself.
Yeah.
So like, if anyone cares to do anything in that regard, like it's obvious that she's like been frozen in fear, you know.
Yeah, it is rough.
I like to imagine Tora charges in And as the flayed one takes like a swipe, he ducks in underneath the blow and brings his knife up.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Aiming for like around, not like center mass, but like upper center mass, like in the center
Definitely
to
do
go for like
damage,
the
right?
spinal
Yeah,
column.
yeah. I think there's a crackle of like foul green sparks as you thrust a blade in, but it is still standing. Next up is Orfamiel, who I'm going to say is going to run up and not rage, but he's going to swing his big fucking hammer. Oh, sorry, his big chainsword.
Come on, he always rages though.
I know it would be out of character. However, I don't want to kill his character off when he's not here by him raging into a pack of flayed ones. Always put in here as the Eviscerator of Friendship. Thanks for that little Easter egg there, Raph. It's going to be half aim. I'm going to say this is a charge attack. He's charging in. Modifier. Cool, that is a hit. Well done, Raph. You're great at this game. Damage. Okay. Hey, Raph, I'm kind of regretting giving you an Eviscerator because you just rolled 16 damage.
Holy fuck. Is that a crit?
No.
Oh,
It's
he
not a
rolled the
crit.
lowest
He
possible.
rolled almost the lowest he could have.
Wait. Doesn't he roll like
Oh, wait.
twice and takes the best?
Yes, he does. That's a crit. There
Oh,
we go.
now he rolled a crit, right?
There we go. Yep. So let's see. That is it's fucking dead, so I won't narrate. I won't look up the books. Can't be fucked. But I think with an almighty prayer to the Emperor upon his lips, he brings this Eviscerator down, smashes it. The sheer weight of this crushes the flayed one, and he continues grinding it onto the ground. So it's nothing more than a massive constituent parts, and it is absolutely not reanimating. Congratulations.
We don't necessarily know that they reanimate either.
You do not.
Just while it's in between till my turn again, I'm just gonna jump in the shower. I'm gonna
That's
mute,
absolutely
but I'll
fine.
have the audio on.
Perfect. Perfect. He got eviscerated by a Famiel. That autofills. Lovely. Next up is Emilia, who can't do anything this turn.
But don't I roll to like get out of it?
You roll next turn.
Willpower, right?
Next turn.
Well, I was just gonna say, I think part of the reason as well that she's like become afraid is that like these are literally the boogeymen she's heard of.
This is terrifying.
On Mars, like this, like they're just not gonna cut me up. They're gonna, like fuck up my electronics. They're gonna hack me. They're gonna get it. They're gonna take my soul away.
These things will cut you up and wear your skin. It's pretty much as
well. I don't know
one of the
that
worst.
specifically.
No, but they are wearing skin. So
but the Necrons are the boogeymen tech monsters.
And in terms of Necrons to face, this is a pretty wild one. Emilia can't do anything this turn, which means it is now the flayed ones. That one's dead. This one's going to move, I think, close to you, Lothar, and he's going to take a big ol' swing at you. Be no aim because he's charging forward. Normal attack. He swings and he hits. Unfortunately, with 3 additional degrees of success. Let's see his damage.
Oof.
Okay, so they're natural.
Oh no!
Hang on. Oh yeah, that's from his added strength. Okay, cool.
Do they get any sort of double checks? Like
no. However, they are limited because these guys they have a high penetration of 3. However, these guys have natural weapons, so their damage is capped at 8.
Really? Yeah. What's the damage cap thing? You've kind of brought that in.
So some weapons have something called a primitive quality. So certain weapons are limited in the amount of damage they can do.
So then why are they allowed to roll high? Oh, because of stats.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like some things like a spear, I think has a primitive 6 quality. So like you could.
No, it makes sense. Yeah, because it's but so these are just big knives.
Basically, yeah, they're not elegant at all.
Fucking Freddy.
Yeah, their strength comes from like
the fear that
these are terror troops ultimately. Lothar, that is what did I say? It was 7 caps, so that's 7 damage.
You said 8.
Oh, sorry, 8. Thank you for correcting me. It's 8 damage. And that is 3 penetration, and that is hitting you on a 54, which I think is the body. Yes.
A 50. Oh, right.
Yeah.
No. It's a 91. It's at
no, it's a 19.
leg.
I was looking at the skill, not the
1991 is still like a leg or something.
Yeah. It is. It's my left leg. Whoa. Sorry about that. Cool. I think I have 7 armor with my flak armor.
Yeah.
Does
Flak
that
armor's
sound
actually-
right?
Let me double check for you. Flak armor's really good armor. Like it's pretty shit on the tabletop, but in terms of actual, so you get 4 armor from your flak armor, but because of your natural toughness damage reduction, you've got 7 resistance.
Oh, wow.
in
I'm
total.
tougher than I thought.
Yeah.
Cool. Which means that 7 minus the 3, which would be reducing that by 4 damage, so I'd take 4 damage.
Cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
I think this is like a cruel stab. It stabs into you. It doesn't like catch any major organs, but it absolutely takes a big fucking gash in your side as this thing is in your face. It would be screaming at you if it could scream.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, I have 6 health left.
Oh, but does it say any sort of robotic shit?
It goes beep 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 beep. Immediate, something else pops up on the scanners.
She wouldn't notice.
No, but it seems to be something. It's just over here. It seems to be scuttling down the tops of these.
I don't mean to interrupt a lot,
That's
but
fine.
I do have a. Let's if everything in combat were to die.
Yeah.
Do the fear effects end?
No, you need to snap out of it.
Okay, I was just curious. Like, I want to just for future reference, kind of thing.
Some of them do. Some of them are like you can move away. Like you have to keep moving away from this thing until it's killed. At which point you can then snap out of it. But for you, it's frozen in the spot. You need to snap out of it to recover. So that flame one's gone.
Even if there's a bleep, like I think she's too like in her own head about like, oh fuck, what like the boogeyman sort of monster in the night sort of tale she's heard.
Yeah.
Because she's so afraid of like what this is gonna do that's not even gonna register.
This is pretty fucking scary. You were in the dark. There are things wearing flesh of people, charging in at you. Cool. Next up is Lothar. You were in close combat with a flayed one.
I'm going to try and take out my las pistol and pop this thing.
Cool. That's going to be no aim because you're drawing that as an action, half action, and then firing at it with the other one. However, it will be point blank. The pointest of blanks.
Can I make it a cold shot?
Doesn't that give you a penalty? But you have to specify.
I do not get a penalty if I'm making a called shot in either ranged or melee combat.
That is true.
As a precision killer.
Sure. Which one is
I would like to hit him in what I'm thinking is his head, so that he stops and he is dead. That's what they taught us in the guard. Shoot him in the head, then they're dead.
If not, get fucked.
Yeah.
If not, you're dead.
Bad thing
so
in
no
the head with the
aim.
gun.
Point blank. Standard rate of fire.
Yep.
No modifier.
No modifier. Perfect. That's a nice big hit. Give me that damage. That's a hit on the head. Nice. No penetration. I think this thing is absolutely gets. Oh, what's that?
I just posted like a new like dark techno thing that I started listening to.
I think this blow takes out like half of this guy's head, exposing some really cruel and foul Xenos circuitry underneath. However, it staggers back, but it is still, able to fight. Cool. Next up would be Tora, who I'm going to imagine.
Wouldn't know about the other thing, so he would. Yeah.
I'm going to say.
Why is Tora huge now?
He's a big boy.
He got bigger.
Tora, a big boy. He goes stab.
You don't see this, but you are half the fucking map.
Huh?
You're half the size of the map.
Oh, that's good. I'm a big boy now.
Absolute unit.
Critter, I just want you to know that I currently have soap on my penis while I'm talking to you.
Nice.
Fucking soap in your asshole while you.
Yeah, I'm soaping up my bumhole for you.
I'm glad, because last time it wasn't.
Oh, speaking of soap up your bumhole, I'm imagining you're running at the nearest one and hitting them with your big fucking knife, right?
Yes.
Amazing. Thought as much. Cool.
Wait, do I still have you on Snap, Warren? Here, hold up.
Oh, don't send me a picture of your soapy anus.
No.
I'm going to roll to hit for you. Give me half
He
aim.
won't roll to hit for you though
Standard
if you
attack.
send him a picture of
I'm
your
afraid
dick.
that is a miss, perhaps for good reason.
Yeah, you're too slippery from all the soap to hit.
Oh, I've got shampoo in my fucking eye.
That's what you deserve.
I've got
Fred-
one hand out of the shower doing this. Great.
I'm afraid that is a miss. However, next up is everyone's favourite absentee player, Tora. Or Famiel, who is.
Okay, it's in the roleplay chat.
Oh, I can't wait to see this. Nice.
Oh,
Hero of
thank
the
fuck.
Imperium.
Okay, good. Yeah, at least it's only a fucking
Yeah.
face.
Oh,
not
Yeah,
fucking
just
hell.
let's make it so that
naked
we're not sending
ass.
each other dicks and shit like
Yeah.
that. Then Discord.
I
Much
think
love.
he's going to swing his fucking eviscerator at this one. No aim. Standard. Afraid that is a miss, big man. And I'm not going to burn your fate without your permission. Amelia, please roll a willpower test for me, please.
Just straight willpower, yeah?
Yes, please.
No modifiers?
No.
Not into this RP egg.
I only got one fate. I'm not using it for that.
Okay, cool. You are still panicking, and then unable to act still.
Frozen in place as well, correct?
Yeah, absolutely bricking it, I'm afraid. Frozen by terror is the actual description here.
No,
cool.
I was just curious if I could stumble back a bit or not.
Afraid not. You are backed up against this crystal, screaming. Next up is the flayed ones, which I've written just with the number 1 in the tracker, just for my own personal sick reasons. Cool. I think this one that's right next to you, Lothar, is going to try and do something.
Uh-oh.
Gonna do a little jig.
He's going to do a little dance for you.
Yeah.
You see that the circuitry in his head seems to spark for a second, but is unable to enact something. You're not sure what it is. However, he's going to turn around and whack at Orfamiel, who's next to him.
Just 2 attacks?
No, it's a new initiative turn. That's a free action, the thing he just tried to do.
Okay.
Whatever it is, with his toughness.
Interesting. Oh, probably fucking coming back.
Yeah.
Repairing.
And he also misses on Orfamiel. I think this headshot has really staggered this poor fucker. However, this one actually leaps across from one bunch to another of these racks of crystals, and it looks really dynamic. And it's really cool.
Does anybody notice it? It's
I'm
all
going to say
dark.
you have absolutely heard it now, and it's probably knocked a few of these crystals scattering. I'll also make a suggestion as a DM. Not every combat is going to be one you can win.
Yeah, this does not feel like one we're going to win.
Next up, then, is Lothar.
Yeah, like it's just kind of like while I'm still somewhat up against this thing, I'm gonna just like pop another las round into the back of its head.
Perfect. Make that shot.
Half aim, no aim does better.
I almost wish
half aim.
I almost wish my fear
Point
could
blank.
cause like negative modifiers for other people.
Chain panic is a thing for some monsters can cause.
No, I just mean more like because like you have a teammate who's like, oh, they're gonna take our souls, screaming things and whatnot.
That darkest dungeon kind of hell.
Yeah.
That's a lovely big hit and some lovely damage. I think with that shot, this thing, it doesn't seem to have like completely taken its fucking head off, but it absolutely like fries the circuitry right through the hole that you made previously. And I think it goes through and detonates one of the crystals that are part of the rack behind it. It stands for a moment and then falls backwards slowly and crumples in on itself, sparking with foul Xenos energy.
As it falls, I'm going to bring the smoke and las pistol back and say, we have to go.
Next up is Tora, who I imagine... Tora, do you want to start running? Or... what?
What?
So
Amelia is like
the current situation is one of them is down.
One of them is down.
Two
Another
of
one
them
is
down.
two. Sorry, yeah, 2 of them are down. Ewan or Famuel tried to hit the one that Critter's just shot and killed. I say with air quotes. Another one seems to be approaching from the other end of the library. What would you like to do?
I will pull out both my knives
Fuck
and
yeah.
go for the new guy.
The one he's still quite some distance away.
Oh,
Won't reach him this turn.
You've only heard him. You haven't even seen him yet.
Yeah.
You want to stab the one that I just shot?
I don't need to see things to kill things, Amelia.
I'm not talking. I'm not talking. That's for fucking sure.
Lothar just suggested killing the one that he's already knocked down.
Oh, is it not dead? Oh, that's why air quotes.
Oh,
It's a Necron.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
but we don't know that.
I will try to.
We don't know that now.
However,
Right.
it does appear. Yeah, it does appear to be some kind of machine, though, and I'll be real with you. This body's twitching.
I was just gonna say, does
I'll
anyone
dismember it.
know that Necrons can do shit like that?
No,
think-
but like this thing is scary enough where I don't want to.
Shoot it until
I
it
don't wanna
stops
see it get
moving.
back
It's a
up.
general policy in the guard for big things.
Yeah, it's actually it's the one right next to the one I just talked about, which is like shoot at the head, make
got
sure
the
it's
primer.
dead. Shoot it twice. It's not so nice. Yep, what we do, especially with orcs. Orcs is a big one.
Yeah, I'll go to dismember the one on the ground.
Cool. This is an auto hit because it counts as unable to react. However, I will still have to roll your damage.
I use? I'm using both my weapons because I'm dual wielding now.
It looks fucking sick. Cool. Yeah, you kill it. What happens?
It's like a yakitori chef when they throw up a piece of like omelet or something like that. So Tora he hooks it round with his foot and kind of like it in the air, and then with a flurry of knife, like tries to cut it into sashimi.
Nice. And sashimi it is. That fucker's not getting back. Let me
Well,
delete.
for now.
For now. Next up is Orfamio, who I think's going to move over towards here next to you, Lothar. I think
do we know which way we were intending to
you
go?
came from here.
We came from here, and I think this is the way we want to go, right?
So that seems to go up in a way that you've not been in before.
Okay, but where does this go?
You are not sure.
As far as I can reason, this would be the way to go to get back out.
Which way, sorry?
Potentially. Up here.
Oh, hang on a sec. I'm flicking through maps trying to double check stuff. Which way, sorry? Okay.
But then again, whatever. Amelia can't say that anyway.
No, if anything, I think I would have been gesturing towards the way we came from, but that we've got to go. This is not a place to be.
Green glow and the other thing.
We don't know if it's following us, and if we go any deeper, these things are going to follow us too.
I don't think that was deeper. I think that was up. I don't know. Whatever.
Orfamio's going to roll. Well, he's going to try and hit with his flamer. He's going to bring this out. It's unnamed, which doesn't fucking matter for flamers. So he's going to try and hit this flayed one that's running at you from over the top of the crystals there. He fails his agility, which means he gets hit, and he takes.
Oh, okay, the enemy.
Oh my lord!
Holy fuck, Raph, you're missing out, mate. You're doing better when you're not here.
When the DM rolls for you, surprisingly, you roll well. Because he cheats.
I'm a cheat. I'm a dirty cheat. I'm not sure how crits are calculated for spray weapons because you don't roll to hit. But with that damage, I'm going to say that this thing immolates in flame. The searing heat of the Emperor's touch melts this fucker's necrodermis and goes tumbling from the top of the stack. It does appear that you have ignited some of these crystals, which begin bursting with a electrical fizz. That one is gone. Famuel, lovely. Perfect. Next up then would be the flayed ones, and I'm going to say that...
me?
Oh, yes, sorry.
I get a plus 10 now, right?
Yeah, give me a plus 10 for your willpower.
Now,
Yeah.
again, I don't put a plus.
You just write 10. You can only scream so much. Perfect. You snap out of it.
I don't think I was
Congratulations.
screaming the whole time, but it was
No.
like, fuck.
I do. That's what I picture.
Like,
Oh, I'm okay now.
You'll make you like a constant Wilhelm scream. That's you.
Uh,
No, she probably saying some things that she heard, and then,
Yeah.
like I said, like boogeyman and stuff. But now it's
Yeah.
like she's calmed down, but she's not fully like calmed down. But at least she's like got her senses back. And I just be like, we need to leave.
Cool. 2 more flayed ones begin skittering, down these burning collections of God knows what inside these crystals. Next up is Lothar.
all right, out of character, have we decided which direction we're going? Are we going to go back, or are we going to go one of these two wonky
Where
ways?
does Lothar think is the right way to go?
Fair. In character,
Into the unknown or back the way you came?
back the way we came because there's a higher chance that we are going to get out successfully.
There we go.
Because we know where our exit is, at least. I think he would be as fast as he can sprinting back towards this way, the way we came.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you holster your gun and fucking peg it. And I'm going to say you are now outside of this combat area. Next up is Tora. What are we doing, Og? Your dear
We're
friend.
fleeing.
We're fleeing. We're running the fuck away. And you are
Fucking
going
coward.
to do so. I'm going to say Raph is always a, slut for the rest of the group. He's going to follow. Amelia, what happens?
Of course I'm gonna run.
No, I just thought you might want to stay. Perfect. The door actually, strangely, after you leave, locks shut very, very tight here. It almost slams shut once you have exited the room. However, not long after, you hear the sound of metallic claws rattling up against it. It does seem to hold, but it is absolutely disconcerting.
I meant to ask, from our sashimi friend,
Yes.
could I have taken a trophy of his hand?
I'm going to say you're in too much of a fucking rush.
Damn.
It seems like a bad idea to take a part of a Necron.
To be
Trophy-
fair, we don't know much about them.
Yeah, but he had knives, and I was going to put the knives on my knives as a trophy.
Oh my god.
Like my vest is a trophy from something I've killed, and the spiders must be from something I've killed.
It's unfortunately in the rulebook that trophy taking has to be declared as part of the initiative order, I'm afraid.
I thought about it. I thought about it while I was soaping up my balls.
Yeah, sorry. So you guys find yourself back in the bottom, floor below of the central pyramid. The green glow coming down the stairs seem to have disappeared for now.
Tomb Spider?
Seems to have gone.
All right, we have overstayed our welcome. We need to go.
Did you just describe the Necron spider as the Doom Spider because it was
Doom
working on
Spider.
the Doom cannon?
Oh yeah, Doom Spider would be good.
Yeah.
Just be careful. Keep an eye out for more.
Yeah, keep an eye for more flayed ones. I want a trophy.
More what?
Huh?
Sure.
Certainly flayed them. What would you guys like to do?
Go back up and out.
Yeah, sounds like the best idea.
So you guys head back up to the central pyramid on the surface. It's a slow process to kind of go back through this gate at the bottom here and put a diving suit on, and it is very, very tense whether you keep watch on these doors.
Amelia's first.
Yeah, Amelia's in that suit, out of there. Back into the submarine.
Any of you guys say anything else, she's like, no, I need to leave.
Yeah. You get back into the safety of the submarine, and BGZ already begins his incantations and his prayers to the Omnissiah for the strength of your soul to prevail, because he cares about you. Yeah, I gotta say, it takes you probably like a good 20 minutes to quickly get this on. It's not like you're having to travel far, it's literally parked outside. You guys all return to the submarine safely. And how about we end that one there?
Okay.
How was that,
Holy
lads?
shit.
That was good.
Scary. Fuck, dude.
I kind of thought I was going to die.
So did I.
Hey, let me just get out the rest of the Necron tokens I was going to use. We've got a Scarab here. We've got a lovely warrior here. You've already seen the flayed one, but we've got the Tomb Spider. You saw those. We've also got Lich Guard as well. That could have been fun. That could have been very fun.
That could have been. That would have been very deadly.
What's crazy about them?
Lich Guard are like the Praetorian Guard. They're like the elite of the elite. They're like bodyguards for the head honchos with these amazing scythe glaive things that will just fuck you up.
I think that's a fair assessment. Congratulations, lad. I was very impressed by that. You were back in the submarine, and BGC's rushing you guys westwards back towards Skarbin in safety.
Did BGC have like a pot of tea ready for us or something like that?
Oh, absolutely. You got it on the bivvy. He's lights up your smokes.
But there was no water. The only water was in the toilet.
Yeah. I forgot that. Yeah, the submarine's got a toilet. What am I like?
I get stitched up.
Well, that privately was why Tora was looking for grenades.
Oh, it's a bomber.
I'm very glad that I keep them in my
good.
pack. That was good. Jesus
How
Christ.
tense did that feel in that tomb?
Very.
Good.
I mean, we knew it shouldn't be there. It was that, like I said, that one step forward is what I was willing to do. Like, as a player, as a character, like it felt like that is it. Like we can take one little risk and then we gotta leave.
I will say, in terms of efficiency, I was very impressed that you guys didn't just decide to explore every room. You went very much get in, see what we could find, and get out fucking immediately. You took one of the most efficient ways to get to the weapons workshop. I was actually impressed by that.
Down definitely is a good idea. You know, usually things are kept hidden further down.
That's logical.
And you always turn right.
Exactly. Which is why you went
down and then right.
Left.
But we went right to the left.
We came out the stairs, Warwick, and we went right. From our perspective, we went right. Right. Just because from your northeast southwest bird's eye view, benevolent dictator God you. God. I can't wait for Occupod where I accidentally paralyze you and then you end up in a wheelchair. It will be your golden throne.
I can't wait. Raph, that was a fantastic session. So sad you weren't here. Yeah, you did some really great rolls and you killed a couple of flayed ones, which looked really cool. They were like, I did some beautiful hand-drawn maps for this as well. But, you know, it was all animated actually. We did this one in
a bunch of diamonds. And
it's like watching a Japanese anime.
We actually did this one in VR chat. It was incredible.
We hired Declan. Warwick actually hired
amazing.
Declan to.
Warwick paid to have all of our characters like.
We have VTuber rigs,
in VR chat, except for you because you didn't show up.
Yeah, I had to do it, and I just had you as like a standard like anime girl. It's really disappointed actually.
Oh, you were like a tiny furry man.
Man, you were kawaii shit.
It was
like
great.
a little fucking fox boy.
But that
it was that's no
diaper.
Troc. You can just say it. It was Ugandan Knuckles.
Like
you can just say that.
Oh man, that was good though. I'm genuinely impressed by your guys.
I'm still worried about like our presence is certainly there, so it's like,
as in within the tomb.
Yeah. So how thorough does she look? Does she notice things or whatnot? That's all up for you to decide, obviously. Yeah. But I mean, as a player, as a character, like you can take that a lot of different ways.
Yeah, you did some fantastic
in sessions 3 months from now, Warwick will say in an offhanded way that we hear reports that an entire planet's been overrun by an awakened Necron Tomb colony.
It's like our presence is certainly like there. Would she notice the cameras? I'm assuming we placed them pretty stealthily, so hopefully not. Would that room still be sealed off when she goes? So obviously, we don't know that the Necron resurrect or whatever.
Yeah. So I'll give you guys a little interesting tidbit. So I had to work out an alarm system for the whole tomb, and I had it running on different levels. So there was the general alarm system for the main Necron dynasty, which is stuff like Tomb Spiders, the Warriors, the Lich Guard, the Necron Lord, all that kind of stuff. However, the flayed ones technically operate outside of that because they can't be commanded by a Necron Lord because they're mad.
But I'm assuming that's why they closed the door as well.
That is correct.
Because
they sensed movement in there rather than us.
the flayed ones, the flayed ones are like quite a few Necron dynasties. They're a pestilence that they try to exterminate because it's
Right,
infectious.
so I'm saying, like, out of character, I feel like we left it pretty well untouched.
Yes.
In character, though, like, oh fuck, there's dead bodies left there, and blah blah blah. Hopefully, she doesn't go that way, etc.
We shall
the
see.
good thing. I think the good thing about the flayed one piece with that though is that with the flayed ones, at the very least, they will cannibalize each other, take off all the other flayed shit, and so I think it'll be fine for that part.
Well, yeah, I mean, we again, meta versus
You don't know
character.
that, but yeah. So
In
That's very
character,
true.
Amelia's like fucking consoling herself with BGC that everything's gonna be okay.
So your next job is to get back onto the Ipcrest, which, if you remember, you need to get back in the Chimera, drive back to the LZ, a couple of days away, and then
Fight some hillbillies.
This
Fight
just
some hillbillies.
secures. This really does secure my idea though of becoming a fucking organic AI for everybody. I want to be out of combat.
Don't want to get hit. I don't
But
want to panic.
nobody wants to take my bolt pistol. I offered it so many times.
I have guns.
I have a very sensitive wrist that needs a long last for. Like the bolter I was using wasn't.
Wouldn't reject my bolt pistol.
I generally only have 50-50 odds to hit anything in the first place. I don't want to go down to like 1 in 5.
I think Lothar as well
again,
is
I'm
scared
just
of bolt
saying, as
pistols
far
because he's
as-
probably seen his comrades executed by them.
As far as I,
Yes,
as far as
actually.
again,
He knows exactly what they can do on the business end of one of those.
again, there's a meta, and then there's like a player. You know what I want to do with it. I think highly justified compared to the rest of you guys. Amelia has been in combat. She's taken plenty of damage. She's risked her life. She's been afraid and fucked up in the head a few times. I think it's highly justified for her to desire to find a way to help without engaging in combat.
Yeah.
And as a player, that's also something I enjoy doing, personally.
That's totally fine. I have a sucking chest wound. Can you help me?
What?
He got stabbed in the side. It's not that bad.
Oh, I thought it was. All right, never mind.
It's not in your blood, Christ.
Yeah, I mean, as a medic, I need to be able to be nearby,
Yes,
but
yeah.
I want to be.
Close
I want to be
support.
nearby, but far enough away that I'm not direct in the combat. But yeah,
I'm
just saying that's something I've wanted to do with the character anyway.
I'm going to stop the recording now, so take this last few seconds to call Rafa cunt.
I love you.
No,
Hope things go better, buddy.
Barbershop Quartet. No, you're doing it different pitches, you fucking idiots. All right, Critter, you start. Critter, you start.
What are you trying to say?
That's a
Where
chromatic
the fuck are
scale.
the rest of you?
I thought you
That's lovely, though. Yeah, Raph, hope everything goes okay with the new house now that you're closer to fuck my girlfriend.
Why is
There he
there's a man walking down the middle of a highway waving an Australian flag?
God bless Australia.
He knows where he is.
Crikey.
Bless his heart.
But yeah,
Well,
I'm going to stop the
I don't
recording
know-
now. Big
All right.
love.